One of the main things people love to do is pit two characters against one another. You can see this everywhere, especially on the internet. But the characters people bring up in most versus matches are Hulk, Superman, and Goku. And each of these characters have a big fan base who will go to the comment section of any video or forum and argue why their character can beat anyone. All of these fan bases do use different arguments on why their character will beat anyone, but there is one argument they all share, and that's the unlimited power argument. Goku can beat anyone if he trains hard enough. Superman has unlimited power because of the sun. Hulk has unlimited power because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. And even if you do manage to hurt him, he'll just regenerate. Now all of these arguments don't prove that any of these characters have unlimited power. They just prove that they all have ever-growing power. Now I'm mostly going to be focusing on the Goku and Superman fan bases, but I'm going to briefly cover Hulk. The reason for this is because I find the Hulk fanbase to be the most well-behaved out of all three of them. Now, Hulk does have many amazing feats, but the thing is, there's more than one version of Hulk. So if you're a Hulk fan, please tell people which version of Hulk you're talking about. Are you talking about the Hulk from Avengers Assemble? Are you talking about movie Hulk? Are you talking about Hulk Hogan? Are you talking about one of the various versions of comic book Hulk? You can't just say all these Hulks are the same character. Let me give you an example. If Super Saiyan 3 Goku went up against someone like Movie Hulk, he would easily win. But if he went up against World War Hulk, who was able to go toe-to-toe with a guy who had the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, Goku would get his ass handed to him. Also, a lot of the versions of Hulk have different personalities and origin stories. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, what is the most powerful version of Hulk? A lot of people would either say World War Hulk or World Breaker Hulk, but I personally think the most powerful version of Hulk is one of the older versions, who was so powerful that in his battle with the Nameless One, they destroyed the universe they were in. Going toe-to-toe with a guy who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns is impressive, but destroying an entire universe is a lot more impressive. All in all, the Hulk fanbase is pretty well behaved. Just make sure that you know that ever-growing power does not equal infinite power. Yes, there is a difference. And also remember, there is more than one version of Hulk. And make sure you tell people what version you're talking about. Now let's talk about the Goku and Superman fanbases. Oh, the Goku and Superman fanboys. If you have ever seen a versus match on YouTube, chances are if you scroll down to the comments section, you'll see plenty of people saying, Goku could totally kick this guy's ass, or Superman could totally one-shot this person. Calm down, guys. Just because someone is talking about how powerful Naruto is, doesn't mean they're saying he can beat Goku. And just because someone is saying that a certain character can beat a certain version of Superman, doesn't mean they're saying he can beat all versions of Superman. Oh yeah, by the way, Superman fans, stop taking a whole bunch of different versions of Superman and combining them into one character. Whenever I hear people say, who do you think would win in a fight between Goku and Superman, I always ask, which version of Superman are you talking about? DCAU? God of Steel? New 52? Cosmic Armored Superman? There's more than one version of Superman. Stop combining them all into one. Especially you, Death Battle. Speaking of Death Battle, let's go over just how much they lie.
Sure, due to the writing style of Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan God Goku's exact limits are difficult to pinpoint. Also, Goku will likely achieve a new form in the future. It's just how Dragon Ball works nowadays. However, none of that is really a factor. Goku will always have limits, while Superman's maximum potential is limitless.
Wrong! Don't believe us?
No, I don't.
Well, strap in, boys and girls. Let's look at how Superman breaks reality. Oh, you aren't impossible? How about the time he lifted Spectre off the ground? A guy literally made up of eternity.
Okay, first of all, eternity is not a measurement of weight. Spectre can change his weight however he wants it to be. However, he can never make it infinity. It will always be a finite amount. Also, if he did have unlimited weight, he would fall through the ground. I think Cartoon Fight Club said it best.
We see Superman and Wonder Woman trying to lift Spectre's cape, but they are having trouble. So Green Lantern comes in and digs them a tunnel to break the ground Spectre was on. The ground was perfectly fine holding Spectre, which makes no logical sense if he's infinite pounds, but let's forget that and pretend that the ground somehow has infinite strength as well. In the very next slide, we notice Superman and Wonder Woman are no longer lifting Spectre. Only one person is lifting Spectre in this scene all on his own. Does anyone notice that green box that Spectre is in? Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for the man who apparently now has infinite strength. Green Lantern, everybody.
By the way, I recommend you go check out Cartoon Fight Club. His research is 10 times better than Death Battle. However, a lot of his fights are shit, so yeah, skip the fights.
No, not insane enough for you? Well then, how about the time Superman lifted a book of infinite pages? That's right, Superman lifted both eternity and infinity.
Wow, that does sound impressive. However, on the very next page, it shows that Captain Marvel and Superman failed to lift it. The book doesn't even have unlimited pages. It's just made up of every book ever written. Also, Ultraman read the very last chapter, proving it only has a finite amount of pages.
Superman's held a black hole, survived an explosion equal to 50 supernovas, flew to the center of a red sun, which is like tanking millions of nukes rapid fire, and once easily absorbed enough solar energy to vaporize half a galaxy.
Now, all of these feats are very impressive, especially being able to vaporize half a galaxy. However, Goku is now on a universe-busting scale. In his fight with Beerus, they were accidentally destroying the universe. And let's not forget about the time Vegeta blew up the entire hyperbolic time chamber dimension. And before someone says he just destroyed the gateway, Piccolo did that, and all that did was lock him in the dimension.
Even those called gods in his universe can be defeated and surpassed.
Yeah, and the gods in the DC universe can be surpassed. I think even the Presence has been killed before.
He is not meant to be relatable. He is not meant to lose.
Except for all those times he got his ass kicked.
Superman has been beaten in battle before, when he was still learning. Saying Superman should lose because he lost to Doomsday is the equivalent of saying Goku should lose because he was one shot by Raditz. We are looking at these characters at their maximum potential, not from some random point in their timelines.
Okay, first of all, Doomsday is more comparable to Broly. Second, true, you are not looking at some random point in their timeline. You're just taking a whole bunch of timelines and combining them.
And if Goku did destroy the sun or the planet, he can't survive in the vacuum of space.
Actually, I think he might be able to now, but even if he can't, he does have instant transmission, so he can just teleport to a planet with air. Also, if someone is going to bring up that 40-ton bullshit, judging Goku by that lame feat would be like judging Superman when he had trouble lifting fat Lois Lane. Goku has a lot more impressive lifting feats, like when he lifted an entire cube of Kachi in his base form. But by far, the worst thing about Superman fanboys is just how much they deny proof. Let me give you an example. One thing the Superman fans love to say is, well, yeah, Cell is saying he can destroy the entire solar system, but he's clearly just bluffing about his powers, even though there's nothing to suggest that he's bluffing. There is so much backing up that Cell is a solar system buster. He is the first result when you type in solar system buster in Google. The Daisenshu says he can. In one of the video games he does it. And there's even more proof on top of that. But the only thing the Superman fanboys will do is deny it and make excuses about how it doesn't count. But Superman surviving this attack and this guy saying,
that was like 15 suns exploding in his face.
100% canon! His word is law! Yeah, I know that the Dragon Ball Z characters do a lot more telling than showing, but if it doesn't count when the Dragon Ball Z characters do it, then it shouldn't count when the DC characters do it. Now let's talk about Goku fanboys. First of all, Goku fans, you do know that DCAU Superman is not the only version of Superman, right? DCAU Superman is one of the weakest versions of Superman. I'm just sick of how many Goku fans don't know about the other versions of Superman. Do some research. Second, the whole Master Roshi was able to destroy the moon with only a power level of 130 thing. Goku fans, just stop using power levels. They're a horrible way of scaling a character's power. Second, Master Roshi had to buff himself up first, so his power level most likely went up. Another thing I really hate is just how big their leaps of logic are. For example, a lot of Goku fans say that Kid Goku is faster than light. Why, you may ask? Because when Tien was doing the solar flare, Kid Goku ran up to Master Roshi and stole his sunglasses in order to block the solar flare. Now this doesn't prove that Kid Goku is faster than light. I really think he just grabbed the sunglasses while Tien was saying solar flare. A lot of Goku fans also say that Raditz is faster than light, because of this line in the dub.
He dodged it. He's faster than the speed of light.
But here's the thing, that was only in the dub. That was not in the original manga. So I don't think we can take it as canon. Now granted, Birder says he's faster than light in the manga, but I'm pretty sure he's bluffing. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Hold on, Just a Robot. You said it's bad when the Superman fanboys say that Cell is bluffing about being a solar system buster. But here's the thing. There's nothing to suggest that Cell is bluffing. However, there is something to suggest that Birder is bluffing. He says in the exact same word bubble,
I'm the fastest in the universe.
The last thing I'm going to say about Goku fanboys is how they seem to think that busting power is the only thing that matters. Yes, Goku has a lot of destructive power. However, that's not the only thing that matters in a fight. There are many characters faster than Goku, like Flash. And before you say that Goku can teleport, 1, that isn't speed, and 2, even if it did, Flash actually outran teleportation. I'm not making that up. Also, busting power does not equal how much Goku can lift. They mentioned this in the 4th movie.
Alright, we're not trying to destroy this thing, just change its course.
Right, I got it. It's risky though. It'd be a lot easier just to blow the whole thing up, you know?
Yeah, I know. But try to put yourself in their shoes.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Now granted, I know that the movies aren't canon, however Toriyama was a creative consultant on them, so the maker of Dragon Ball Z did have a hand in making the movies. So a lot of you are probably wondering, who do I think is the worst fan base of people who like to argue about why their specific character can beat anyone? Well, between Goku and Superman fanboys, the answer is the Saitama fanbase. Despite how young the One Punch Man fanbase is, they're so irritating. Yes, Saitama is a very powerful character. However, his strongest punch only managed to destroy a beam that could destroy the surface of the world. That's not even a planet-busting attack. To put in perspective just how bad the One Punch Man fanbase is, Cartoon Fight Club has done many fights where Goku and Superman have lost. But in the fight between Saitama and Cosmic Armored Superman, where Cosmic Armored Superman won, Rewind Animations actually had to disable his rating system. As far as I know, he has never done that before. Now that's kind of a bitch move, but it makes me wonder, just how bad was the like to dislike ratio? If anyone is wondering how powerful I think Saitama is, well the thing is, he's very hard to measure, mainly because he doesn't have any clear limits. However, there is one limit that is pretty clear. In One Punch Man, there are multiple classes of heroes, and Saitama became a C class, which is the lowest rank. He became a C-class because he did so poorly on the written test. And a C-class has to do a heroic deed every week or they lose their hero status. Saitama was running all over town and possibly the entire world to see if anyone needed a hero. After a few hours of running, he was completely exhausted. Goku, after flying for 2 days straight on Snake Way, only felt a little tired. And New 52 Superman, which is far from the most powerful version of Superman, lifted the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight without the help of the sun. So yeah, Goku and Superman totally own Saitama in endurance. All in all, if you're a Goku fan, a Superman fan, or a Saitama fan, just remember, be civil about things, because if you don't, you really don't make your fan base look good.
So after you guys kept asking, and asking, and asking for the all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video, I'm finally making it. But first, let me explain a few things. Number 1, this is not an army of Supermans versus an army of Goku. This is one Goku versus one Superman going weakest to strongest. And it's not a composite version of Goku and Superman. Number 2, Goku and Superman will only be allowed to use equipment that gives them power boost. That means no power pole, no flying Nimbus, no army of robots, nothing like that. Only things like lantern rings and Potara earrings. So to everybody who kept on asking, can adult Goku use the power pole? The answer is no. Not even Kid Goku can use the power pole. If you want to see a video about Goku and Superman's equipment, I already did a video on that. And yes, I know I say equipment weird. And yes, I will be allowing Goku to use fusion, but that's because if I didn't allow Goku to use fusion, I couldn't allow Superman to also use fusions. That would mean no Parallax Superman and no Cosmic Armored Superman. And for every Goku fan who kept on asking me not to put Cosmic Armored Superman in this video, too bad, I'm putting him in it. Now the requirements for what counts as a Goku and Superman is they need at least one of two things. 1, at least most of Goku's or Superman's DNA, or their soul. They don't have to have both, they just need one or the other. I didn't really make this clear last time, so for everybody who kept on asking if Cell will be in the video, well, the answer is this.
This cell is comprised of 10.78% of Son Goku's DNA. These parameters are
unacceptable!
Oh, and one more thing. Any version of Goku or Superman I use has to be officially licensed. It doesn't have to be canon, but it has to be at least officially licensed. That means no fanfiction characters like Goku from Dragon Ball Multiverse. Also, apparently the definition of what a year is has been changed in my absence. I said last time this video would take me a year to make, but people thought it would be instantly made apparently. I wasn't aware that the definition of a year was changed, but apparently it was. With all of that out of the way, let's start off with the weakest versions of Goku and Superman. Baby Goku and Baby Superman. Baby Goku is from a planet with 10 times Earth's gravity, and Baby Superman was from a planet with 36 times Earth's gravity. So I think it's pretty obvious that Baby Superman takes the win. Now I understand that there's more than one version of Baby Superman out there, but if we went through every single one, this video would take forever. Now we move on to 12-year-old Goku, Season 1 of Dragon Ball. This version of Goku is strong enough to lift a 2-ton car over his head. His striking strength is strong enough to split a log into multiple pieces. He is fast, but not quite as fast as a motorcycle. And while he is affected by bullets, they only give him bruises at most. I do think this version of Goku could beat Baby Superman. Now I understand there are some versions of Baby Superman who could beat this version of Goku, but there's really too many to go through. Plus, if you want to argue that 12-year-old Goku couldn't do enough damage to Baby Superman to kill him, Baby Superman really can't do anything to Goku, considering he's a baby. And eventually, after a few days, Goku will see the full moon, turn into the Great Ape, and kill Baby Superman. Now we move on to the next entry on our list. Adult Superman underneath the red sun with no powers when he fought Muhammad Ali. Now he still was born on a planet with 36 times Earth's gravity, so he's still a pretty strong guy. However, he lost the fight to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is a good fighter and all, but I'm pretty sure he would lose a fight to 12-year-old Goku. Oh, and another thing. 12-year-old Season 1 of Dragon Ball Goku can use the Kamehameha, which can highly damage a car. I'm pretty sure Muhammad Ali wouldn't be able to survive it. Moving up the ranks pretty highly this time, we have Original Superman, whose stats are given to us pretty clearly. He's faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound. The Man of Steel, Superman! Now originally I was actually going to play a clip from the cartoon he was in, but YouTube demonetized my video for that. Yeah, apparently playing less than a 10-second clip from a cartoon that came out over a half a century ago is good enough for YouTube to completely take away your monetization. 12-year-old Season 1 of Goku's Kamehameha may be able to knock him down at most, but I'm pretty sure a locomotive bashing into Bulma's car would do a lot more damage than Goku's Kamehameha. Even then, if Superman's faster than a speeding bullet, he could easily speed bullets 12-year-old Goku. Now we move on to 12-year-old Goku post-training with Master Roshi. After taking off a 100-pound shell off his back, 12-year-old post-training with Master Roshi Goku was able to easily leap tall buildings in a single bound. Even with a 100-pound shell on his back, Goku was able to push a 732-ton rock. And when Goku fought the Red Ribbon Army, which was also post-training with Master Roshi when he was 12, he was fast enough to block multiple bullets at once. And if you think I'm pushing too far ahead for evidence, Goku fought Master Roshi in the 21st World's Martial Arts Tournament, who is also fast enough to catch multiple bullets at once. This fight would be extremely close, but I think Goku would take the win with his sheer amount of skill and the fact that he can use the Kamehameha. Oh yeah, and the ability to push a 732-ton rock is way more energy than the power of a locomotive from the 1940s would put out. Now, some people think Kid Goku's Kamehameha is around moon level at this time, considering he did a beam struggle with Master Roshi, who was able to blow up the moon. However, Master Roshi was only able to do that in his buff form. And even when Master Roshi blew up a mountain, he still needed to buff himself up. So I think Kid Goku at this time would be less than mountain level. I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but trust me, this is going to be one of the biggest lowballs I'll do for Goku throughout this video. And yes, I do believe this version of Goku can beat this version of Superman. Now let's move on to DCAU Superman, the Superman I grew up with. In the episode where DCAU Superman raced the Flash, they ran 100 times around the Earth. The race started at 1 o'clock, and the sun was setting in the same place they started their race. Superman even confirms this all took place in the same day.
You know, Flash, this morning I thought you were just a hyperactive jerk. This morning...
Assuming the sun was setting at 6 o'clock and the race took 5 hours, Superman would be running nearly 500,000 miles per hour. In other words, he completely speed blitzes Kid Goku.
Too slow.
Now I know what some of you are thinking. Hold on, Just a Robot. They didn't actually finish that race. And you would be correct. They ran at least 15 laps around the Earth before Weather Wizard started interrupting it.
And as they finish their 15th lap around the world, the Flash still holds a narrow lead.
But here's the thing. I'm using the diameter of the Earth, which would mean they ran right through it, not around it, which is one of the most common mistakes people make while power scaling, and it's a much lesser number. Plus, I'm not taking into account all the times Superman and Flash stopped racing to help someone. So yeah, these numbers are not perfect, but they're as close as I could get. But speed blitzing pretty much means nothing if he can't kill Goku, right? Well, in the final episode of Justice League Unlimited, Superman punched Darkseid so hard, he ended up flying through multiple buildings. Then Superman punched him again, making a crater in the ground. While it is possible that Kid Goku could survive a single punch from Superman, after a few, he's gonna be down for the count. But what about 12-year-old Kid Goku post-training with Master Korin? Well, he was able to defeat the entire Red Ribbon Army and a giant robot, but DCAU Superman doesn't care. He does that all the time. Asshole! But what about Goku when he was 15 after a 3-year time skip? Well, he swam halfway around the Earth in a single day. But DCAU Superman ran around the Earth 100 times in a quarter of the day. Yeah, it ain't looking so good for 15-year-old Goku. But what about 15-year-old Goku after he drank the Ultra Divine water? Well, he did survive an attack from King Piccolo which destroyed an entire city. And his Kamehameha wave is even stronger than his own durability, considering that Raditz said his power level was going up when he used it. So I think it's safe to say that 15-year-old Kid Goku, after drinking the Ultra Divine Water, would not only have city-level durability, but he would also be a city buster. But does he have the speed to keep up with DCAU Superman? Some people would say that Kid Goku at this point was just under 1/3 the speed of light, considering that just after this, he trained with Mr. Popo to be faster than a bolt of lightning. But lightning isn't actually 1/3 the speed of light. That's the return stroke. Lightning is actually only 1/1000th that speed, about 220,000 miles per hour.
The vehicle by which these electrons move from the cloud to the ground is called a step ladder. It moves to the ground in rapid, luminous steps that are about 50 yards long. Each step occurs in less than 1/millionth of a second, and the time between each step is about 1/50 millionth of a second. The stepped ladder, moving at a velocity of about 200 miles per hour, takes about 1/100th of a second to travel from the cloud to Earth.
But this is actually incorrect. Lightning travels at over 1,294 times the speed of sound, which is over 900,000 miles per hour. In fact, it's almost at 1,000,000 miles per hour. So 15-year-old Kid Goku, after drinking the Ultra Divine Water, is pretty much better than DCAU Superman in every single way. Now we move on to Superman from Superman Returns. He can take a bullet to the eyeball without flinching. Of course, it's not the limits to his durability, but I still really wanted to mention it. This version of Superman at the very least is continent level, considering he lifted and threw an entire continent out of Earth's orbit. King Piccolo was planning to destroy an entire country in one day, but that's nothing compared to someone who's continent level. If Superman from Superman Returns threw that continent at Earth, he would most definitely destroy the entire surface of the planet. So I guess you could consider him to be planet surface level. And he could be even stronger than that, but it's hard to say exactly how much stronger, considering that continent was made out of kryptonite and almost killed him. So we have his strength and durability, but what's his speed? Well, it's pretty irrelevant. There's no way 15-year-old Kid Goku, after drinking the Ultra Divine Water, could even land a scratch on this guy. But what about every single person's favorite version of Goku? Dragon Ball Evolution Goku. Yes, everyone, we're really doing this. When I said every single version, I really meant it. Dragon Ball Evolution's Goku's speed is really not that great. He has only been shown to be a bullet timer. But King Piccolo in the movie did destroy a country, and Dragon Ball Evolution Goku easily beat him in a beam struggle. However, country level is absolutely nothing compared to continent level, let alone planet surface level. But what about End of Dragon Ball / Beginning of Dragon Ball Z Goku? Goku wasn't quite as fast as Raditz, but he's pretty close. And Raditz is faster than the speed of light, considering he dodged Piccolo's special beam attack.
He dodged it. He's faster than the speed of light.
And yes, I know I constantly say, well, that line was only in the dub. But here's the thing, when Piccolo blew up the moon, his beam attack was at least traveling at the speed of light. It takes light about 1.3 seconds to go from the Earth to the moon. But if the moon blew up, it would take another 1.3 seconds because we wouldn't see the explosion until that point. Plus, if Piccolo could blow up the moon, I'm 100% sure that Goku could also blow up the moon with his Kamehameha. Moon level is above planet surface level, so End of Dragon Ball Goku takes the win. Plus, Goku's Kamehameha wave is several times stronger than Piccolo's Ki Blast. So I would say at this point, beginning of Z Goku would be at least small planet level. So now that we're at the beginning of Z Goku, I think this is a good stopping point for the video. I want to give a big thank you to Webcam Parrot for helping me out with this video. And if you want to see the evidence I used throughout this video, links will be down below. Do you guys think I put a specific version of Goku or Superman too high or too low? Is there something I missed in this video? Please tell me in the comments section down below. The next video of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman is going to take over a year to make. Oh no, wait, it didn't. I didn't say it would take over a year to make, and lo and behold, it didn't. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I highly recommend you go check it out. I'll link it down below. I'm not going to go over my rules like I did last time, but I'm going to add one more. While this is called all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman, I'm only going to use versions that are actually well known. So you're not going to see Amish Superman in this video. Now, I do want to add one more thing to part 1. I did make a mistake. I forgot to include Man of Steel Superman. As much as I don't like the DCEU, I still really should have included this version of Superman. According to Comic Books vs. the World, he's at least continent level.
The most impressive feat Superman's ever had to date in these movies is a scene he wasn't even in. In this scene here, we can see a newspaper article on the wall that claims Superman was able to move a tectonic plate to stop an earthquake.
So I would put him above Dragon Ball Evolution Goku, but below Superman from Superman Returns. I also forgot to talk about the Superman from the 4 first Superman movies. Now, I'm not going to allow him to use his time hacks because, well, I'm not allowing Goku to use any time hacks with his time machine either. But given his speed when he was flying around the Earth, he definitely has the speed to keep up with beginning of Z Goku. However, he doesn't have any good busting feats to do any real damage. But I would still put him just above Dragon Ball Evolution Goku. We ended part 1 with beginning of Z Goku, who's at least dwarf planet level and is just under the speed of light. Now I did make a mistake in my last video. I forgot to mention how much slower than light beginning of Z Goku is. The whole speed calc for Piccolo destroying the moon is about 25% the speed of light. The next version of Superman I have chosen to go up against him is All-Star Superman, from the movie, not the comics. I'm just going to look at the movie as its own standalone continuity. After Superman got super cancer, yes, that's a real thing, his power greatly increased. He was able to lift over 3 times the weight of the Earth with one arm.
It seems impossible, but it isn't. You're lifting 200 quintillion tons.
And he claimed he could do even more. So I'm just going to say he can lift the weight of 10 Earths. I think that's fair. Now, some may say he's a starbuster considering he beat Solaris. But Superman only managed to defeat him because he was using a much stronger suit of armor that I'm not going to allow him to use, and he had help from an army of robots that I'm definitely not going to allow him to use. Now, I want to make this clear, Superman's suit of armor is really not all that great. In fact, he pretty much only used it to protect him from the red sun rays. And his army of robots are complete fodder. But he also had help from a Sun Eater.
Meet my pet Sun Eater.
Abomination!
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going! But I want to make this very clear, the Sun Eater was just a baby. I'm pretty sure it couldn't eat entire stars yet.
Give up, Solaris. You can't beat him. There's no need...
Oh god, I just shit myself. And Solaris, at least in the movie, is not a starbuster. He poisons stars and then slowly over time metabolizes them.
Solaris is a living solar computer. He poisons healthy stars, making them emit blue light that he can metabolize.
But what about All-Star Superman's speed? Well, he flew from the Earth to the Sun in 15 seconds, making him 33.33 times the speed of light. So in terms of speed, All-Star Superman completely speed blitzes Goku. 33 times the speed of light is a lot faster than 1/4 the speed of light. So All-Star Superman takes the win against beginning of Z Goku. Now we're going to move on to End of Saiyan Saga Goku. According to Death Battle, when Goku flew over Snake Way, he was going over 11,000 kilometers per hour. But some Goku fans say that they really lowballed Snake Way. Snake Way is not 1,000,000 kilometers long, but is in fact 1/4 of the length of the universe. And I completely disagree with this. I'm going off of what the manga says, not what a picture that's not even to scale says. If it was to scale, King Kai's planet would be bigger than a galaxy. But I'm still not going to use Death Battle's calculation. Why? Because Goku's travel speed is completely pitiful. Instead, I'm going to go off of Goku's combat speed. This is a fight between all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. Not Goku and Superman race to the finish. So what is End of Saiyan Saga Goku's combat speed? Well, considering he could move just as easily on King Kai's planet as he could on Earth, I would say he's at least 10 times faster at this point, making him 2.5 times the speed of light in base form. Now, I understand it takes a power level of 10,000 to destroy a planet, But according to Raditz, when Goku used the Kamehameha, his power level increased over 2 folds. But Goku has one more trick up his sleeve. He can use the Kaioken times 4, which will multiply all his stats by 4. But unfortunately, it puts a major strain on his body, and he can only use it every now and then. Using the Kaioken times 4, Goku can bust the Earth over 4 times over, and is 10 times the speed of light. Unfortunately, 10 times the speed of light is less than 33 times the speed of light. And even if you want to argue that busting 4 Earths is a lot more than lifting 10 Earths, it really doesn't matter if Goku can't even hit Superman. Plus, he can only get to that level if he uses the Kaioken, which puts a major strain on his body. Now, some of you may argue that Goku will take the win for a sheer amount of skill. After all, in the All-Star Superman movie, Superman gets his ass kicked by Kryptonians who are weaker than him all the time. But here's the thing, when Superman fought the other 2 Kryptonians, he wasn't trying to hurt them, he was even showing them mercy. They even say so themselves.
After everything we've done, you still show us kindness. My Earth parents taught me forgiveness. Humanity has a lot to teach us. Perhaps. Kal-El, son of Krypton. I'm proud to call you my kin.
And when Superman was fighting against Lex Luthor, who's pretty much the smartest man on Earth, he managed to take away the formula that makes humans just as strong as Kryptonians away from him without him noticing. Plus, at this point in the story, Superman was actually dying from super cancer. Yeah, he was really powerful at the beginning of the movie, but at this point he was pretty close to death's door. But what about Goku when he first showed up on Namek? Well, he trained at over 100 times Earth's normal gravity, plus he went from a power level of over 8,000 to a power level of 90,000. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, in the original Japanese manga, Goku's power level was over 8,000. Since both Goku's power level and the gravity formula match up so well, I'm going to give this version of Goku a 10 times multiplier. And on top of all of that, there's even a data page that confirms this. So at this point, Goku is 25 times the speed of light and can easily bust the Earth over 10 times over in base form. But if Goku only used the Kaioken times 4, which doesn't strain his body as much as it used to, he could blow up the Earth over 40 times over and is 100 times the speed of light. Yeah, there's no way All-Star Superman is going to take the win this time. Now we're going to move on to my absolute favorite version of Superman, Communist Superman, from Superman Red Sun. I don't normally recommend comics for you guys to check out, but this one is a must-read. Now, Communist Superman has 3 pretty good speed feats, but I'm only going to go off of his best and final one. Towards the end of the comic, Brainiac's ship is about to explode and destroy everything in a 15 million mile radius. Superman picks up the ship and flies it into space far enough to spare the Earth. People have calculated his speed to be 36 times the speed of light, and the explosion he survived would have destroyed the Earth 23.659 times over. So Communist Superman does have the speed and durability to defeat Beginning of Namek Saga Goku in his base form. All Beginning of Namek Saga Goku has to do to take the victory is to use the Kaioken times 3. So as much as I really don't want to say this because I love Communist Superman so much, Beginning of Namek Saga Goku easily takes the win. The next version of Superman I have chosen to go up against him is Smallville Superman. The one from the TV show, not the one from the comics. The one in the comics is going to appear much later on. Now, Comic Books vs. the World has also done a pretty good calc for this guy. I know I keep talking about him, but come on, he's one of my favorite power scalers. Now, in the Smallville series finale, Superman casually pushed the planet Apocalypse out of the solar system. This feat would destroy the Earth over 18,000 times over. I'll link down below Comic Book vs. the World's video about this, so you can see all of his math. I want to give credit where it's due, and I don't want to steal all his hard work. Now, we're going to go over Smallville Superman's speed later on in the video, but for now, we don't really need to, because there's really nothing Goku can even do to him. And now we're going to move on to the next version of Goku. You guys have been waiting a while for this, but we're finally getting to it. Super Saiyan Goku, End of Frieza Saga. Super Saiyan is a 50 times multiplier, and unlike Kaioken, Goku can maintain this form much longer. On top of that, Goku got a major Zenkai boost before he fought Frieza. So what's Super Saiyan Goku's busting potential? Well, I would say he's well above star level. Here's why. First, let's go over first form Frieza. Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta in his first form. Now I understand that's a planet and not a star, but the planet does have 10 times the gravity of Earth, making it a large planet. You guys always know the planet busting formula I always bring up, and I always say we have the gravity, but we're missing pretty much everything else. However, we can make a few assumptions. Assuming that planet Vegeta has the same density as Earth does, it would take 1,000 times the force to destroy. I have made mistakes about cubing my math before, but luckily I watched a video by Life Noggin that explained what would happen if the Earth was twice as big.
What if in a split second the Earth doubled in size? Let's assume that the density remains constant, so the mass of the Earth increased as well. The Earth would have 8 times as much mass, and gravity would be twice as strong.
So if Earth had twice the gravity and it was the same density, it would be 8 times as big. Therefore, if Earth had 10 times the gravity and had the same density, it would be 1,000 times as big. Not only that, but Frieza casually destroyed it, and the explosion was very violent. And on top of all of that, this is an extreme lowball. Other people have calculated him to be dwarf star level, and other people have calculated this to be large star level. And again, this is first form Frieza. Super Saiyan Goku fought Frieza when he was in his final form. And even at 1% of his power in his final form, he's still way above his first form. So, Smallville Superman's busting potential compared to Super Saiyan Goku is completely pitiful. But what is Smallville Superman's speed? Well, he may or may not have outrun a camera flash. This speed feat is very questionable. But I do think Smallville Superman is several times the speed of light. All of Smallville Superman's lifting feats throughout the series are not even a fraction of his lifting potential in the final episode. So I'm going to assume the same for his speed. However, at this point in the story, Goku is so many times faster than the speed of light, I'm pretty sure he's faster than Smallville Superman, and even then, Smallville Superman really can't do anything against him. The only other thing Smallville Superman has going for him is the fact that he's healed by the sun, but it's really not enough to give him a victory. So Super Saiyan Goku takes the win. And now we're going to move on to the final non-comic book version of Superman. Superman from the movie Superman vs. the Elite. He tanked the energy of 15 suns exploding in his face.
Cold cost? Nothing could've. That was like 15 suns exploding in his face.
And he took it like a champ! He could probably tank 15 suns exploding in his face 2 or 3 more times. But unfortunately, Superman from Superman vs. the Elite really doesn't have any good speed feats to keep up with Super Saiyan Goku. And if you want to argue that the whole first form Frieza calcs are just fan wanking, Goku even says to Frieza in the manga, you can destroy planets, stars, but you can't kill a single man. So guys, I'm just gonna say, at least from what I've seen, I think Super Saiyan Goku beats every non-comic book version of Superman. But next time in part 3, we're going to move on to the much more powerful versions of comic book Superman. I would like to give a big thank you to Webcam Parrot for helping me out with this video. He has made researching Goku and Superman so much easier for me. Also, I just started a Patreon. I always wanted to have a show kind of like Death Battle, animated and everything, except for, you know, not completely terrible. I kid, Death Battle actually has gotten a lot better in recent years. I'm planning to start this series after I finish the final part of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. Was there a version of Goku or Superman I put too high or too low? Was there a version of Goku or Superman that I missed? Tell me in the comments section down below. This is part 3 of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts yet, I highly recommend checking them out before you see this video. Otherwise, you'll probably be confused. Last time we ended off with Super Saiyan Goku from the Frieza Saga taking the win. Super Saiyan Frieza Saga Goku is well over 1,000 times the speed of light and is large star level. The last version of Superman he went up against was Superman from the movie Superman vs. the Elite. This version of Superman didn't have any good speed feats to keep up with Super Saiyan Goku. But still, some people complained about the outcome of the fight. Some people said that this version of Superman could tank 15 exploding suns to the face, which would make him solar system level. And guys, I completely disagree. If the sun exploded, yeah, it would take out quite a bit of the solar system, but it's not even close to solar system level. I want to explain why in this video, because I have that planned for another video, but I'll leave a link down below to the Versus Wiki that explains the difference between sun busting and solar system busting. Other people said that because Superman was able to destroy a part of Chester's brain, he would be able to completely disintegrate Goku's brain with just a look. But there are a few issues with this. One is a bit of a no-limits fallacy. Goku is far stronger and more powerful than Chester. Chester physically is basically a human. Yes, he can do impressive things with his psychic abilities, but without them, he's basically just as useful as he looks. Plus, when Goku was in his Super Saiyan form for the first time, he was hit by a beam attack in the face, and it really didn't do anything. Also, let's not forget, unlike Chester, Goku has a ki shield around his body. The next version of Superman we're going to use to go up against Goku is New 52 Superman. New 52 Superman has a lot of impressive feats, such as bench pressing the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight without any help from sunlight. But he also has the solar flare ability, which has been compared to the energy of a supernova. A supernova's energy is way more than star level. In fact, it's a large star level plus to small solar system level. That would make his busting power higher than Super Saiyan Goku End of Namek Saga. Now I know what you're thinking, but didn't Superman from Superman vs. the Elite tank 15 exploding suns to the face? Isn't 15 exploding suns way more impressive than one supernova? Well, here's the problem. Our sun can't actually go supernova. Even if the sun did somehow explode, a supernova would still be several times as powerful. Plus, this is not New 52 Superman's limit. He only uses his solar flare ability as a last resort, after he's almost completely drained of energy. And as I said before, Superman from Superman vs. the Elite doesn't really have any good speed feats. But New 52 Superman's speed completely gives him the victory. New 52 Superman flew from the edge of the universe to Earth in 60 days, which would make him over 283 billion times faster than light. Super Saiyan Goku may be thousands of times the speed of light, but against a guy who can go at over 100 billion times the speed of light, he's basically just a statue. Now we move on to Super Saiyan Goku post-training on Yardrat. Goku at this point gets a little hard to judge, but at least I can prove to you that Goku can indeed survive a planet exploding in his face. Here's why. A lot of people complain about Goku's durability, saying we never seen him survive a planetary explosion. But Frieza did survive a planetary explosion, and he was by no means at full power. Frieza was covered in cuts and bruises, he lost an arm, he was cut in half, and a part of his head and face were blown off. But I hear what you're saying, that's Frieza, not Goku, and I'm an anti-power scaler. But here's the thing, Mecha Frieza is confirmed to be more powerful than normal Frieza, and Trunks cut him in half with his sword. But Goku, after training on Yardrat, blocked Trunks' sword with a single finger. Personally, I believe I am one of the more chill power scalers out there, because I do believe power scaling is pretty subjective when you really get down to it. But if you still don't think Goku has the ability to survive a planetary explosion at this point, you're in complete denial. Super Saiyan Goku post-training on Yardrat could easily one-shot himself before he was training on Yardrat. But how much stronger is Goku exactly? Well, I would say it's less than a 50 times multiplier, considering he went Super Saiyan when he fought against Trunks, and Trunks went Super Saiyan when he fought against Frieza. But it's hard to say exactly how much more powerful he got. It's even harder with the next version of Goku, after he did 3 years of training with Gohan and Piccolo. Because we don't exactly know how strong Android 19 and 20 are. We know they're not as strong as Android 17 and 18, but they are stronger than Mecha Frieza. And to make matters even harder, Goku was having a heart attack when he was fighting against them, so he wasn't at full power. But New 52 Superman is still so much more faster than the last version of Goku. Even if we gave a 50 times multiplier to the speed of Goku after he trained on Yardrat, and the Goku after 3 more years of training another 50 times multiplier to his speed, it would still not even be close to the speed of New 52 Superman. But what about Super Saiyan Cell Games Goku? I'm just going to take a guesstimate and assume that about 80% of the people in the power scaling community think that Cell is a solar system buster. But there are some people who don't think he's a solar system buster, and some people think he's even more than that. For the people who think Cell is multi-mountain level and nothing more because we never seen him do anything more than that, and there are those who think that Cell is only planetary plus or something like that. These people are referred to as anti-power scalers, and let me tell ya, they're complete hypocrites. The people who say that Cell isn't a solar system buster will also say that Superman from Superman vs. the Elite totally tanked 15 exploding suns to the face, even though neither of the explosions were even close to moon level. I'm not saying everyone who thinks Cell is not a solar system buster believes this, but every single one that I have met believes this. A lot of people say, well, just because Cell says he can destroy a solar system, doesn't mean he can. But the thing is, there's really no reason for him to lie, and it's not implied that he's lying. There's a data book that confirms that Cell can destroy a solar system, and in one of the DS games he actually does it. The only argument that the people who don't believe that Cell is a solar system buster use is that they never seen him do it. In the same way a flat earther would say they don't believe in gravity because they never seen it. Also, Superman's solar flare attack was compared to the energy of a supernova, but it was never proven to have the energy of a supernova. There is also evidence to suggest that Cell is universal, or at least multi-galaxy level if he was going to destroy the universe over time. However, this statement is not from the manga, a data book, or one of the video games. It's from one of the many different subbed versions of Dragon Ball. I'm not going to say because it's not in the manga it's not canon. However, the statement is from subtitles, which is a translation from Japanese to English, and the anime itself is a translation from the manga. Plus, in the Dragon Ball Daisenshu, it said that Gohan was a Super Saiyan grade 5, and with one arm he was holding back the energy of a solar system busting attack. It didn't say it was universal. Maybe Cell is universal, but Gohan is only solar system level. But the beam attack did kill Cell. And if he was a universe buster, I highly doubt a solar system busting attack would kill him. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to meet the people who think that Cell is universal, and the people who think Cell is multi-mountain level halfway, and say that Cell is solar system level. But everything I've said so far was pretty much a waste of time, because all of this was about Super Perfect Cell. Goku fought regular Perfect Cell. So I'm just going to say that Cell Saga Goku is about a half a solar system buster. While this version of Goku does have much more busting power than New 52 Superman, New 52 Superman's speed still gives him the victory. I know a few of you might be pissed off by that statement, but he flew from the edge of the universe to Earth in 60 days. And yes, I do know that Goku can use instant transmission, but that's teleporting and not speed. Yes, I do think Goku's busting power at this point is much higher than Superman's. But New 52 Superman's power is close enough to Goku that he can do enough damage to take him out. Now for End of Z Buu Saga Goku. Super Saiyan 2 Goku is around the same power level as Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, who is said to be just over the power of Super Perfect Cell, making him around solar system level. Goku in his Super Saiyan 3 form is 4 times more powerful than that. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku is solar system level plus, right? Well, this is one way you can power scale Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but there are other ways you can do it. I'm just gonna call this lowball Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Other people say that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is multi-solar system level, considering that Buu did destroy a galaxy in a few years' time, which would require him to destroy multiple solar systems every single day.
If Buu destroyed an entire galaxy in a few years, this means at most it can only be 10 years, since if it was more than 10, it would have been stated as decades instead of years. The average galaxy has roughly roughly 30 kiloparsecs dense with matter. 0.003 of 1 parsec is 1 light year in density. 30 kiloparsecs has similar density of 8 trillion light years.
And then there are other people who think that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is multi-galaxy level, because it was said that Buu would destroy the universe over time, and considering how big the universe is, it would require him to destroy multiple galaxies every single day. While I do think New 52 Superman can defeat low-balled Super Saiyan 3 Goku, with the speed at which Buu destroyed a galaxy, Super Saiyan 3 Goku would be billions to trillions of times the speed of light. I understand that a universe is much bigger than a galaxy, but Buu didn't just travel across the galaxy. He went all over it. A galaxy is not only long, it's also wide and thick.
1 decade has 87,600 hours. For Buu to destroy 30 kiloparsecs worth of matter in 87,600 hours, for each hour, he has to be traveling at least 785 billion times the speed of light.
While New 52 Superman is not even 300 billion times the speed of light. And speed is the best thing that's going for New 52 Superman. Even if we use the busting power of the low-balled Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he's still Solar System Plus, which is much more than what New 52 Superman can do. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Goku actually takes the victory! Now we're moving on to Golden Age Superman. Golden Age Superman does scale to Silver Age and Post-Crisis Superman, although he is the weakest out of the three. Silver Age and Post-Crisis Superman are faster than the average Green Lantern, who are quadrillions of times the speed of light. Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku may almost be a trillion times the speed of light, but there's a few digits between quadrillion and trillion. But just because Golden Age Superman is so much faster, it doesn't mean he has the destructive capability to take out Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Well, even if we say that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is multi-galaxy level, Golden Age Superman has multiple Universal Plus feats. He has tanked an anti-monitor attack, charged with the energy of the entire anti-universe. He has shattered space and time in his fight with Post-Crisis Superman. He has smashed a dimensional barrier. And he even finished off the anti-monitor. So yeah, Golden Age Superman completely stomps Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Oh, and one more thing about Golden Age Superman. He's so fast that he can actually travel backwards in time, but I am trying to keep time hacks out of these fights. Now we're going to move on to Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT. Hold on a second, just a robot? Doesn't GT have a separate canon from Dragon Ball Super? Well, yes, it does. But most versions of Superman we have used up to this point have completely separate continuities, so I don't really see what the problem is. I'm one of those people who believe that at the start of GT, Goku in his base form is just as strong as he was as a Super Saiyan 3 by the end of Dragon Ball Z. For 3 reasons. 1, Goku in his base form is just as powerful as Oob, who is the reincarnation of Kid Buu, and it's heavily implied that after Oob did several years of training with Goku, he was just as powerful as Kid Buu. Reason number 2, Goku said that General Rildo was just as powerful as Majin Buu, and Goku fought him in his base form. And no, Goku had no reason to lie about General Rildo being just as powerful as Majin Buu. And reason number 3 is, Goku casually takes on other Super Saiyans in his base form. But what is the multiplier for Super Saiyan 4? Well, a lot of people would say it's a 4,000 times multiplier because that's what Death Battle said. But the true multiplier for Super Saiyan 4 has actually never been released. What has been released is that Super Saiyan is a 50 times multiplier, Super Saiyan 2 is twice as powerful as that, and Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times as powerful as Super Saiyan 2. But there are data books that say Ultra Super Saiyan is 10 times more powerful than regular Super Saiyan.
The swollen muscles of Vegeta allows to see the increase of his strength. Trunks acquires strength 10 times superior to Vegeta, but his capacity for movement is more limited. Or you could also argue it's saying Trunks himself acquired 10 times and not 10 times of Vegeta.
And the Mastered Super Saiyan form is even more powerful than that. If you take these data books as canon, that would make Super Saiyan a 500 times multiplier, Super Saiyan 2 a 1000 times multiplier, and Super Saiyan 3 a 4000 times multiplier. And there are plenty more wank arguments for Super Saiyan 4. If you believe that Super Saiyan 4 is a 4,000 times multiplier, then Goku would be able to travel over 3 quadrillion times the speed of light. But he would still be slower than the average Green Lantern. And we already established that Golden Age Superman scales above them. If you believe that Super Saiyan 4 is a 40,000 times multiplier, Goku's speed would still not even be half as much as Golden Age Superman's. Even if we gave Goku another 10 times multiplier to his Super Saiyan 4 form, he would be faster than the average Green Lantern, but as we established, Golden Age Superman scales above them, not equal to them. However, there's still a good chance that Goku's speed would be above Golden Age Superman's. But his busting power wouldn't be strong enough to do any real damage against Golden Age Superman. Even if we multiply multi-galaxy level by 1,000,000, it's still much less than a universe. So Golden Age Superman once again takes the win. Now we move on to End of Z Vegigog. Now I personally don't think Buuhan is universal or multiversal. While he was going to destroy the universe by colliding it with other universes, that's more being universal / multiversal through hacks. However, Super Saiyan Vegigog did still stop his hacks from destroying the universe. So I would say Super Saiyan Vegigog is multiversal, but very low multiversal. And while it's not outright said he can go Super Saiyan 3, considering that Gotenks can go Super Saiyan 3, I have no doubt that Vegigog can do the same, which would give him an 8 times multiplier. Now it's hard to say exactly what the multiplier for fusion is. In the anime it's said to be tens of times as powerful. There are data books that say it's dozens of times as powerful. I have seen other data books that say it's Goku times Vegeta, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. While I do believe that Super Saiyan 3 Vegigog does have similar busting power to Golden Age Superman, I don't think his speed is even close. He hasn't ever shown any good speed feats, and there's a lot of conflicting statements on just how strong the fusion multiplier is. Keep in mind, Super Saiyan 3 End of Z Saga Goku is not even 1,000,000,000 times the speed of light, but Golden Age Superman is quadrillions of times the speed of light. So, I'm just going to give Golden Age Superman the victory once again. But now we're going to move on to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. If you're one of those people who believe that Gogeta is not Universal Plus, he was just destroying holes in space-time which would have eventually destroyed the universe, then I got one more universal statement for you. Omega Shenron did claim he was going to destroy the universe, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was way above him. Also, while Pikkon is not canon in the Dragon Ball manga, he is canon in the GT anime. If Goku and Pikkon went from Grand Kai's planet to Hell, then they would be quadrillions of times the speed of light. But this speed feat is very questionable, especially because I don't think the animators or writers knew just how big Heaven and Hell were in the Dragon Ball universe. And I didn't even include other speed feats by Golden Age Superman, such as him going so fast he went backwards in time. But even if we don't include it, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is several thousand times more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Vegigog. So I do think his speed and busting power is above Golden Age Superman's abilities. But unfortunately for Gogeta, in his Super Saiyan 4 form, he can't stay fused for very long, and he's very reckless. He pretty much has the ignorance of Goku combined with the arrogance of Vegeta. And Golden Age Superman has a lot more hacks than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so it is possible that with his intelligence and with his hacks, he could outsmart Gogeta long enough to get him to defuse. So this fight could really go either way. And now that we got to the end of GT, I think this is a good stopping point for the video. Next time in part 4, we're going to go over Dragon Ball Super Goku, and the various versions of video game Goku. I would like to give a big thank you to Webcam Parrot for helping me out with this video. A link to his Twitter will be down below. You guys have been waiting a while for this, but we're finally getting to it. All versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman Part 4. That's right, Part 4. So if you haven't seen the other 3 parts yet, I highly recommend you check them out before you see this video. Otherwise, you'll probably be confused. And I really mean that. I was getting a lot of questions on part 3 that were answered in the first 2 parts. We have already covered all the different versions of Goku from original Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and the Goku from Dragon Ball Evolution. We have also covered all the different versions of live-action Superman, all the different versions of animated Superman, Communist Superman, and Golden Age Superman. But in this video, we'll be going over all the different versions of Goku from Dragon Ball Super, and all the different versions of Goku from the Dragon Ball games. And yes, that does include the Goku from Dragon Ball Heroes, because Dragon Ball Heroes was a video game. And we will also be going over the much more powerful versions of comic book Superman. Let's start off with Super Saiyan God Goku. Super Saiyan God Goku does appear to have a new ability, regeneration, which is something we haven't seen Goku do without senzu beans until then. Some people may say this is outside help considering you have to do a whole ritual to get this form, but Goku's body learned from the experience and now he can use it whenever he wants. Super Saiyan God Goku is so powerful that just the shockwaves from his punches were destroying multiple planets and even stars. And keep in mind, this was him holding back. Many people have said that Super Saiyan God Goku is universal, but others say he's not. Why do some people say this? Because they never seen him destroy a universe. But Goku never tried to destroy a universe, and Goku's punches are pretty much his weakest attack. Also, last but not least, I didn't see Golden Age Superman destroy a universe. Yes, he did survive an attack that was said to have all the energy of the antimatter universe, but that's just a statement, just like Goku destroying the universe. I'm being fair here, guys. Yeah, I'm using statements for Goku, but I'm doing the same for Superman. So stop complaining. So do I think that Super Saiyan God Goku is universal? No. I think he's much more than that. Keep in mind, these were just his punches. And several characters were not only afraid they were going to destroy the universe, but the entire macrocosm, which is a couple of universes. And this goes for both the anime version of Super Saiyan God Goku and the manga version of Super Saiyan God Goku. Plus, the anime is canon to this, so I can use the Pycon speed feat, making him quadrillions of times the speed of light. Now, I didn't really want to use this speed feat for GT Goku, but I'm going to use it for Super Saiyan God Goku. Mainly because there's not really a good speed feat to go off of for this version of Goku. Plus, he's most likely way faster than this. But this is without including the Super Saiyan multipliers, or all the training Goku did. Super Saiyan God Goku is far too strong for Golden Age Superman to even hurt. And he's too slow to even keep up with him. Any of Super Saiyan God Goku's attack, even a basic punch, would one-shot Golden Age Superman. Super Saiyan God Goku is also above Silver Age Superman, God of Steel Superman, Post-Crisis Superman in his base form, Kingdom Come Superman, Rebirth Superman, and even Superman 1 million. Here's why. Silver Age Superman and Post-Crisis Superman are all basically on the same level, considering Golden Age Superman went toe-to-toe with Silver Age Superman and Post-Crisis Superman. While I do think Golden Age Superman is the weakest out of the three, the other two are not above him enough to make any real difference. Kingdom Come Superman has been shown to be vastly stronger than Post-Crisis Superman, but that's pretty much the best feat we have to go off of. Even if he was 10 times as powerful as Post-Crisis Superman, it really wouldn't make a difference. When Post-Crisis Superman was first using the Theta State, he was adapting up and becoming stronger. He first turned into Kingdom Come Superman, and then Superman 1 million, heavily implying that Superman 1 million is more powerful than Kingdom Come Superman. As for God of Steel Superman, I understand just how powerful the Black Racer is, but God of Steel Superman doesn't exactly scale to him, and he doesn't really have any good feats to take down Super Saiyan God Goku. Rebirth Superman is pretty much just a combination of Golden Age, Silver Age, and Post-Crisis Superman. So basically, Rebirth Superman, God of Steel Superman, and Superman 1 million are just amped up versions of Superman we have already used, but their power boosts aren't great enough to make any real difference against the fight with Super Saiyan God Goku. Injustice Superman may seem like a fodder version of Superman at first, But at the peak of his power, he was going to use He-Man's sword, I am not making this up, among other powers to rewrite all of injustice, which includes multiple universes. This does give him the busting power to go toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan God Goku, but unfortunately he doesn't have any good speed feats to keep up with Super Saiyan God Goku. But it's time to bring in the big guns now, like Superboy Prime. And yes, he is an alternate version of Superman. He's not Superman's son or clone or anything like that. As I explained in part 3, the Green Lanterns are quadrillions of times the speed of light. And Superboy Prime took on both the Green Lantern Corps and the Yellow Lantern Corps, along with Superman and Supergirl. But his speed is not the important part. Superboy Prime is Multiversal Plus, or Infinite Universal. You see, Superboy Prime and Time Trapper are the same person. Time Trapper is just a future version of Superboy Prime. And by the way, Time Trapper was capable of erasing all possible futures in the multiverse. And that contains infinite universes. He is the very embodiment of the end of time. So why am I not using this guy instead of Superboy Prime? Well, it's because Superboy Prime defeated him. Superboy Prime's speed feats may not be that impressive, but his busting power allows him to easily stomp Super Saiyan God Goku. Now we move on to Super Saiyan God Blue Goku, or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan as it used to be called, from the Golden Frieza saga. And no, it's not actually called that. I just like to call it that myself. Goku did a lot of training with Whis, but it's really hard to say just how much stronger he got after the training. But at bare minimum, he did get 50 times stronger. Because as its original name implies, the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation is a Super Saiyan God that has gone Super Saiyan. And they do confirm this in the Tournament of Power, and in the manga it's said to be over a 10 times multiplier. But that multiplier isn't enough to make Goku infinite multiversal. So Superboy Prime takes the win again. When Goku fought Hit for the first time, he used the Kaioken times 10, giving him another 10 times multiplier. And that's not even including all the training he did with Whis. And this version of Goku is so fast that he even broke out of Hit's time skip. But in the manga, it's explained that Goku only did this because he had more ki than Hit. So Superboy Prime takes the win once again. Now we could move on to Goku from the Goku Black saga, but who really cares about him? Instead, let's talk about Goku Black. As I said before, all that is required to be considered a version of Goku or Superman is 100% of their DNA or their soul. And Goku Black may not have Goku's soul, but he does have 100% of his DNA. Goku Black in his Super Saiyan Rosé form is even stronger than Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken times 10 Goku when he fought against Hit. He can turn his hand into an energy blade, or he can turn it into an energy scythe to rip holes open in the multiverse, bringing over alternate versions of himself. Or at least I think that's what's happening. Not even Goku Black is 100% sure what's going on.
What the hell is that? Good question. To be honest, I'm not sure myself. Have I sliced a hole to another universe? Or to the distant past or future? All I know now is that my strength surpasses my own understanding.
But Superboy Prime defeated his future self, who could defeat an infinite amount of Goku Blacks. So once again, he takes the victory. Now remember, I am allowing Goku to fuse. Because if I didn't let Goku fuse with Vegeta, or Goku Black fuse with Zamasu, I wouldn't be able to use Cosmic Armored Superman, who's technically a fusion. Now, Super Saiyan God Blue Vegigog is a lot smarter than previous fusions of Goku and Vegeta. Unlike the last two fusions, he's not a goofball. Instead of getting the arrogance of Vegeta with the ignorance of Goku, he's a lot more mentally stable, and is a much better fighter. Merge Zamasu is a whole nother beast. While he's not as powerful as Super Saiyan God Blue Vegigog, he has insane regeneration abilities. But I wouldn't say he has low-tier god regeneration. After all, in the manga, when his soul was destroyed, he didn't regenerate. But in the video games he did, but we're gonna get to the video game versions of Goku later on in this video. But if you do manage to completely destroy his physical body, he will merge with the universe and start infecting other timelines. But even if he infected every single timeline, Superboy Prime could still defeat him. And yes, I know, I hear you guys typing in the comments right now. But what if Goku used the Hakai like he did in the manga? The thing is, there are different versions of Superman who have survived the Omega Beam, which is pretty much the DC's equivalent of the Hakai. While Superboy Prime hasn't done this himself, he's far stronger than different versions of Superman who have survived the Omega Beam. Also, I don't want to treat the Hakai as a no-limits fallacy. So once again, Superboy Prime takes the victory. Now, Goku at the beginning of the Tournament of Power is 100 times stronger than when he fought against Golden Frieza for the first time. Here's why. Golden Frieza is stronger than Super Saiyan God Blue. At the end of Dragon Ball Z, it is confirmed that when characters are dead and have a halo above their head, they're slightly stronger. And Goku was just as strong as Golden Ghost Frieza in his base form. But Goku keeps getting stronger throughout the Tournament of Power. Jiren is confirmed to be stronger than any opponent they have ever faced up to that point, and that's without using Ultra Instinct. Goku using Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken times 20, along with the Super Spirit Bomb, was absolutely nothing compared to Jiren. But Goku, after mastering Ultra Instinct, was able to just barely beat Jiren using Ultra Instinct. Keep in mind, Jiren shook infinite time and space just by powering up, and he broke out of Hit's time coffin. But even if we want to say Jiren shook the equivalent of infinite universes, shaking something isn't the same as destroying something. So Master Ultra Instinct Goku might be able to go toe-to-toe with Superboy Prime, but eventually his Ultra Instinct would run out of time. I am going to skip the Broly movie. Why? Well, it's because Broly isn't even as strong as Jiren. Seth the programmer already did an entire video about this, but I do have one more argument to add. Broly could have killed Golden Frieza in an hour. Jiren could do that in less than 5 minutes without even trying. I guess Superboy Prime is all it takes to beat every single version of Goku. After all, we got all the way to the end of Super. But now we're gonna move on to the video game versions of Goku. Here is where things get really good. Let's start with Dragon Ball Fusions. Dragon Ball Fusions Goku should be relative to Trunks, who in his base form was a threat to all of the timelines, of which there are infinite. Fusions Goku would most likely win against Superboy Prime, due to his proper fighting style. Superboy Prime is completely ruthless and has an untrained fighting style. He more so focuses on combat power. And let's not forget about all the fusions Goku can do in this game, such as 5-way fusions, and even a fusion with Beerus. Oh my god, finally someone defeated Superboy Prime. Now we move on to 5th Dimensional Imp Superman. Due to his existence as a 5th Dimensional Imp, or at least half of one, he is 5D, but he doesn't really have any feats aside from this one. But unfortunately, he's disqualified, because he's not actually a different version of Superman. He's one of Superman's distant descendants. He doesn't have all of Superman's DNA or his soul, so he is disqualified. I just brought him up so people wouldn't scream about it in the comments. Now we move on to Strange Visitor Superman. He was capable of traveling and surviving in a realm that even Mr. Mxyzptlk thought was dangerous. Now, I should probably explain that this is 5th dimension in a spatial sense. None of that 4th dimension of time crap. Someone who can destroy infinite 3D universes is below a 4th dimensional being, who is below a 5th dimensional being. So Strange Visitor Superman takes the victory against Dragon Ball Fusion's Goku. So if we want to use any version of Goku that is below 5th dimensional, they're not going to stand a chance against Strange Visitor Superman. So let's move on to Exoverse Goku. I mean Xenoverse Goku, because X makes the Z sound. Xenoverse Goku was capable of fighting against Demigra, a being whose existence was beyond time and space, in a multiverse that contains infinite universes. Demigra was also a threat to all of the worlds, and that does include Speed's world, which is a world that views the Dragon Ball universes as completely fictional. Heroes Boo was also noted as being extra-dimensional by Android 16. Strange Visitor Superman lacks the skill or resources Xenoverse Goku has at his disposal. But Strange Visitor Superman does have the strength and speed to at least keep up with him. It's a common misconception that Strange Visitor Superman is stronger than Mixie, or is 6th-dimensional, as Mixie only states that the realm he traveled to is more dangerous than the 5th dimension, not that he would be incapable of traveling there himself. And considering that Mixer Mixie destroyed the entire 5th dimension multiple times, it wouldn't be strange to suggest that he could go there himself. So Xenoverse Goku just barely takes the win. Now we move on to Theta State Post-Crisis Superman. By mastering the Turquoisum Ral and reaching the Theta State, Superman was capable of defeating Dominus, who is a Lord of Order powerful enough to seal away Kismet and threaten the entire multiverse. Earlier on, Kismet was able to amp Superman to the extent that he was able to overpower Imperiex Prime, who was stated to have the power of a 12th and 3rd dimensional Big Bang. 12th dimensional is a lot more than 5th dimensional, so Theta State Post-Crisis Superman takes the victory. And now it's time that we use the most powerful version of Goku, Capsule Corp Goku. He defeated Xenoverse Goku in their final battle, and he has access to the Hakai. But he still is immeasurably weaker than Theta State Post-Crisis Superman. He's even less than a subatomic particle compared to him. And this is just one version of Superman who can defeat every single version of Goku. Here's Webcam Parrot to explain 4 more versions of Superman who can defeat every version of Goku.
Now onto our special segment of all the Supermen who take Goku behind the back alley and give him the business. From weakest to strongest, now let's talk about Quantum Superman. It's a common misconception that he created the cosmic armor. He did not. It's pretty explicitly shown that the Monitor Mind created the cosmic armor. What he did do is merge Ultraman and Superman together and send them up to the cosmic armor so that they could pilot it. He was also completely unharmed by the Monitor ships that were a threat to Limbo, which is a realm that views the God Sphere, an already immensely transcendent archetypal realm, as fictional stories. It should be noted that Quantum Superman is a pacifist, but he still has plenty of ways in which he could defeat any version of Goku non-violently. Many of the realms that Quantum Superman could send him to would simply be too complex or far away for Goku to ever return from. And I know, some of you are going to say, but Goku has the instant transmission. That's cool and all, but there is a limit to how far that can really take him. When he gets yoinked across distances that would make the entire Dragon Ball cosmology look like a skin cell in comparison, he isn't ever coming back from that. Next is a personal favourite of mine, Darkseid Superman. Darkseid Superman was stolen away as a baby by the new gods Metron and Darkseid. He would grow up on Apokolips, raised by Darkseid to be his ultimate weapon in the war with New Genesis. He would go on to eventually defeat Orion and Trueform Darkseid. As mentioned before, the God Sphere, home of Apokolips and New Genesis, is an archetypal realm of immense power, but even compared to the residents of these places, Darkseid and Orion are in another league. Gods amongst gods. Darkseid has repeatedly been shown to be a threat to the Source and all of existence below it. Orion is destined to defeat him, and they frequently trade wins and losses. The Source is like an infinite reserve of unimaginable power to most new gods, but for beings like Darkseid, Orion, and this version of Superman, it is a very achievable degree of power. The gap in strength between even Capsule Corp Goku and Darkseid Superman is too big for Goku to be able to do anything to him. Superman, having grown up on Apokolips, is bloodthirsty and ruthless enough to the extent that he wouldn't even give Goku the time to realize how boned he is. Now, onto a Superman I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for. Cosmic Armor Superman. And yes, Cosmic Armor Superman is Superman. I've seen people try and argue that he's a robot and therefore not Superman. This isn't true. The Thought Robot is directly stated to be the literal conceptual embodiment of the story of Superman and contains 2 different versions of Superman inside him. So if anything, he's more Superman than any of the others in this video. As for his actual fighting capabilities, Cosmic Armor Superman is a self-assembling hyperstory that constantly adapts its own plot to ensure that it always wins. This alone should be enough to deal with any version of Goku, but on top of this, he also scales to one of DC's most powerful villains, Mandrake. Mandrake was a threat to all of creation, and was capable of fighting with cosmic armor despite his plot hacks. His mere glance was causing space and time to crumble, and even prior to becoming Mandrake, he would seal away the Great Darkness, a being that is equal to the Presence. And finally, we have reached what is undeniably the most powerful version of Superman ever printed in DC Comics history. Milkman Man. And no, I am not joking. Milkman Man is the creation of Retcon Corporation, a business whose only role is to ensure that DC remains entertaining so that a group of gods known as the Eonymous don't destroy everything. In order to perform this, Retcon work with the writers and utilize narrative adjustments in order to change any and all realities to their liking. Milkman Man was created as a copy of Superman designed to force people to drink their special narrative-altering milk. However, despite having access to a button that could wipe the entire canvas of DC clean, they were completely unable to stop Milkman Man once he became a rogue narrative that was a threat to all of DC continuity as a whole. The Monitor Mind is a being who is responsible for the creation of both Mandrake and Cosmic Armor, and views both as insignificant infinitesimal specks in comparison to itself. But even it is subject to the narrative adjustments of Retcon Corp. It's not hard to see how outmatched Goku would be against this kind of character.
Man, I can't believe this is all over. It's hard to believe I've been working on this whole thing for over a year. I would like to give a huge shout out to Webcam Parrot for helping me with this whole thing. A link to his channel will be down below. I would like to give a shout out to the Blind Bard for fixing the audio. And a shout out to Dennington for editing this whole thing together. I would like to give a big thank you to all my donors on Patreon, and to everybody watching this video. Because without you viewers, I wouldn't be anything on YouTube. All versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman Part 5. If you haven't seen the other 4 parts yet, it doesn't really matter if you did or didn't. This is not a continuation. I'm just gonna go over a few of the things that I have missed. Now, with the other 4 parts, Webcam Parrot was a huge help, and now he has his own YouTube channel, so please go check it out. I highly recommend you check out his video ranking all the S-Class heroes in One Punch Man. Now, a lot of people asked me why Superman Prime 1 Million wasn't in my All Versions of Goku versus All Versions of Superman video series. Well, the problem with Superman Prime 1 Million is he's pretty featless. A lot of people think he created an entire universe because he said to the Atom, "Welcome to my universe." But that doesn't prove he created it. If I told someone, "Welcome to my house," that doesn't mean I built it. Yes, I do use both feats and statements, but this is not a statement, it's just Superman saying hello. Some people believe he brought Lois Lane back to life, but Hourman was the one doing most of, if not all the work. I've also heard people say that Superman Prime 1 Million has the power of all of his descendants. And considering one of his descendants is half 5th dimensional imp, that would give him 5th dimensional power, right? Well, you see, Superman Prime 1 Million actually gave solar energy to his descendants. He didn't take power from them, he gave power to them, which is not the same thing at all. And there's so many more fake feats about Superman Prime 1 Million, but I don't have time to go over every single one. That being said, he is still really powerful. He spent 15,000 years inside the sun. Granted, the amount of energy the sun gives Superman is very inconsistent, but the general rule is it gives Superman 3 times the energy every 15 minutes. However, it's not a multiplier. If he spends 15 minutes in the sun, he will be 15 times as powerful, but if he spends another 15 minutes, he's not going to be 9 times as powerful. So every 7.5 minutes he's in the sun, he gets another Superman added to his own power. Just imagine Golden Age, Silver Age, or Post-Crisis Superman, who all relatively have the same power level, spending 15,000 years inside the sun, and then getting a Green Lantern ring on top of that. So I believe that Superman Prime 1 million ranks somewhere in the fourth part of the all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman videos. I definitely put Superman Prime 1 million above regular Superman 1 million, but I put him lower than Superboy Prime. But what about 100-year time skip GT Goku? I did bash Superman Prime 1 million a lot for not having too many concrete feats, but 100-year time skip GT Goku has even less feats than Superman Prime 1 million. Considering that GT Goku in his base form was just as strong as Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z, and that was just with 15 years of training, I would definitely put Goku after 100 years of training above Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in his base form. And it's also heavily implied that Goku at the end of GT fused with the Dragon Balls. It's not 100% clear, which might give him all the elemental abilities of the Dark Dragons, and the ability to grant wishes like Shenron. But even if Goku gave himself, say, immortality, it still wouldn't be enough to beat every single version of Superman. If the Super Dragon can't make someone completely immortal, then Shenron definitely can't make someone completely immortal. But it would give Goku a crazy healing factor. Not quite low-tier god regeneration, but still pretty good. And I would also put this version of Goku in the Part 4 video of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. I'm just going to give him and Superman Prime 1 million the same rank. Feetless piece of crap. Now I'm going to talk about 3 different versions of Superman that I said would be in the all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video series, but I ended up cutting them from the final project. Let's start with Smallville Superman. From the comics, not the TV show. The comic is a continuation of the TV show, and in the comic series, Smallville Superman does become a Green Lantern, and he also has a Universal feat. Now in the Part 4 video of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman, there were several different versions of Superman who had Universal to Universal Plus feats, but they were all getting slapped by Super Saiyan God Goku left and right. So Smallville Superman would have just been another body on the pile. But if we include the feat where Smallville Superman headbutted a monitor and actually did damage to him, then this would just be another version of Superman that could slap every single version of Goku. But I don't know for sure if the monitors in the Smallville series are just as strong as the monitors in the regular DC universe, and I was already including so many different versions of Superman that I just decided to leave it out. As for Parallax Superman, well, he lost a fight to Sinestro. Now I do believe Superman was holding back Parallax's power so he wouldn't hurt anyone, but still, he didn't show up for too long, so it's really hard to judge just how powerful he is. So I thought it would be best if I just cut him from the video. For Super Doom, who's a fusion between Superman and Doomsday, or Super Brainy Doom, who's a fusion between Superman, Doomsday, and a virus from Brainiac, well, I want to give them their own video. I always wanted to start an animated series kind of like Death Battle, and I want to do Super Doomsday versus the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. Vagiga Magigagagog. I think I pronounced it right this time. Now for the last version of Goku I missed. The big one. God Fusion 4D Goku. Now I know this version of Goku isn't canon, but as I said before, a version of Goku or Superman doesn't have to be canon for me to use it. They just have to be officially licensed. That being said, I think God Fusion 4D Goku is completely overrated. So the reason why people believe 4D God Fusion's Goku is above people like Cosmic Armored Superman and Milkman Man Superman is because Cosmic Armored Superman has some fourth wall awareness. He can tell when the reader is moving the comic book page. And Milkman Man has entered the real world and forced people to drink his narrative milk. But 4D God Fusion's Goku has even more fourth wall awareness. In fact, he fused with the audience himself, causing him to go beyond the fourth wall. However, he is pretty featless. In fact, this fourth wall feat really doesn't prove anything. For one thing, from people to Mr. Mixelplicklick to Batmite to Fat Albert to Homer Simpson to the Smurfs to live-action Sonic, entering the real world doesn't really mean anything. At best, I would say it would give you an extra dimension, and that's about it. But I hate to break it to you guys, the real world exists in the third dimension. It's not infinite dimensional or beyond infinite dimensional or anything like that. You have to look at author's intent. The 4D God Fusion's Goku movie was made as a cute little gimmick, not to show how powerful Goku is. But if you want to just ignore that, you also should look at context. In the DC universe, there's the multiverse, bleed space, God sphere, monitor sphere, the source, and so on and so forth. Redcon Corp can delete the entire DC universe if they wanted to, and that includes the Presence, who's considered to be the god of the DC universe. But they can't remove Milkman Man. In other words, he's beyond continuity itself. Don't get me wrong, the Dragon Ball universe is impressive. It is a small multiverse, and those universes are more than universes. They're macrocosms. So I guess you could say it's a small cluster of multi-macrocosms. And it has alternate timelines on top of all of that. But that's nothing compared to what the DC universe has. And the other arguments I've heard about 4D God Fusion's Goku are just, well, just plain stupid.
Grant Morrison or any other writer for DC Comics could go and visit this attraction and fuse with Goku.
Now that I went over all the different versions of Goku and Superman that I missed, I'm going to be going over a few of the more common complaints people have made about my video series. So a lot of people complained that I didn't believe Super Saiyan God Blue Goku Kaioken times 10 was faster than time. Yes, I did bring up a statement from the mango, but that same statement wasn't made in the anime. Well, here's the thing, guys. One, none of this will change any of the placements of any of the versions of Goku and Superman. The version of Superman that was above him was Superboy Prime, who fought against the living embodiment of the end of time, which would also make him faster than time. The reason why Superboy Prime defeated so many different versions of Goku is because he's an infinite multiversal buster. So all this would do is help him not get speed blitzed, but he still doesn't have the attack power or durability to deal with Superboy Prime. I did also used to believe that Goku, when he fought against Hit for the first time, was faster than time. But now I believe he was just warping space and time to a very small extent. Here's why. In the Tournament of Power, Jiren was caught in Hit's time coffin. Jiren is obviously way more powerful than Hit, but he had a lot of trouble breaking out of the time coffin. That's because the time coffin stops time on a specific person. But the time skip doesn't do that, it just, well, skips someone forward in time. This is just my interpretation, but if you interpret it differently, that's fine, it still doesn't change any of the placements on my list, so People also brought up Grand Priest Goku from Dragon Ball Heroes. He doesn't change really anything on the list, he's 5th dimensional at best. In fact, that was very common. Pretty much every single argument people brought up against me really didn't change anything about the list. But hey, just remember this, I don't think I'm the be-all end-all. So if you think I highballed a certain version of Goku or lowballed a certain version of Superman, you can make your own list. After this video, in the future, I am going to be doing an all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman part 6, where I'm going to do a comment comeback. Answering a few questions people have, maybe changing my mind on certain things, and laughing at the really dumb comments. But before then, I'm going to be going over one more thing people have complained about. The whole movement speed versus travel speed thing. A lot of people brought this up, especially in my part 3 of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video. Which was really weird because it was the one video where I used travel speed for both Goku and Superman. I understand that travel speed and combat speed are different. For example, just because Aang can react to a lightning bolt being fired at him, it doesn't mean he can travel as fast as a lightning bolt. So yeah, reaction speed doesn't really correlate to travel speed. However, I do think the opposite is true. I believe if someone is as fast as a lightning bolt, they probably can react to the speed of a lightning bolt. In my humble opinion. Every time I use a speed feat for Superman, it's a travel speed feat, and not really a combat speed feat. I did bring up both travel and combat speed feats for Goku, so I'll just have to find a combat speed feat for Superman. Well, the good news is I did find one, and it's from Wonder Woman, who Superman somewhat power scales to. This combat speed feat can be used for Golden Age Superman and all the different versions of Superman above him. Now, this is not from Golden Age Wonder Woman, but as you guys know, I've already explained that Golden Age Superman, Silver Age Superman, and Post-Crisis Superman all scale to one another. Wonder Woman was fighting this shattered god dude, who called pieces of himself from the edges of the universe, and they arrived to him in mere seconds. You know how New 52 Superman crossed the universe in 60 days? Well, that's nothing compared to this. If Superman can keep up with her combat speed, then I'm pretty sure he can keep up with Goku's combat speed. Now, before I end this video off, I do realize that I am late on filling out my Patreon promises. So next video is going to be a Patreon request video. If you donate $10 or more to me on Patreon, you too can make a video request. So don't forget to request me a video on Patreon, and also don't forget what you want me to shout out. Hey everybody, guess what? The first part of my All Versions of Goku vs. All Versions of Superman video series is now just a year old. I have made 5 parts so far, and I promised I would release a part 6, but I'm still not ready to do that. For now, enjoy part 3.5. Okay, I know that is confusing, so allow me to explain. Basically, I'm not really proud of how the second half of part 3 turned out, and the beginning half of part 4. Not so much the placements of the different versions of Goku and Superman, but more so how I worded things. Now I am going to be playing a few clips from Webcam Parrot's video, The True Strength of Post-Crisis Superman. Please go check it out, it will be linked down below. He's an excellent power scaler and he deserves way more credit than he gets. And yes, he is the main guy who has been helping me out with this series. So first of all, I do stand by what I said about Super Saiyan 3 Buu Saga Goku being able to defeat New 52 Superman. Even if I lowballed Super Saiyan 3 Goku and said he was only Solar System Plus, and lowballed his speed where it would take him 9 years to go throughout an entire galaxy.
1 decade has 87,600 hours. For Buu to destroy 30 kiloparsecs worth of matter in 87,600 hours, for each hour, he has to be traveling at least 785 billion times the speed of light.
He would still absolutely crush New 52 Superman. Now, some people do wink New 52 Superman to being galaxy level, but then again, highballed Super Saiyan 3 Goku is multi-galaxy level, as I said in part 3. I can't wait for all the people watching this video who haven't seen part 3 commenting, But New 52 Superman crossed the entire universe in 60 days. How is crossing a galaxy faster? That doesn't make any sense. Guys, I explained it in part 3, I'm not going to repeat myself in this video, just go watch it. Guys, this is a video series, please watch it in order. And you really need to see part 3 and part 4 before this one. I'm really sick and tired of people making assumptions about me without watching the previous parts. Now, assuming that New 52 Superman is Solar System level, you could make the argument, if you include the filler episodes of Dragon Ball Z, that Goku in the Pycon arc, does it count as an arc, or is it still part of the Cell arc? I don't really know. Could also defeat New 52 Superman if you include the absolutely broken speed feat where him and Pycon cross the afterlife. Personally, I didn't count it, but we'll explain why later on. But Super Saiyan 3 Goku definitely defeats New 52 Superman, hands down. The problem with New 52 Superman is his run wasn't very long. If he had enough time, he could have gotten a lot more powerful, but the New 52 series was pretty poorly handled, and Rebirth is a lot better. The other main comic book versions of Superman, like Golden Age Superman, Silver Age Superman, Post-Crisis Superman, and Rebirth Superman, are all on a whole nother level. Now, a few people did complain how I scaled Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And while I do agree you can scale them way higher than I did, there's still no way they can defeat Golden Age Superman, Silver Age Superman, or Post-Crisis Superman. The reason why I lump all 3 of these versions of Superman all together is because they all fought one another and they were basically evenly matched. So here's why no matter how you scale Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he still stands absolutely no chance against Golden Age Superman. You know that absolutely broken speed feat Goku did in the Pycon arc that SSJ Ryu came up with, where he was quadrillions of times the speed of light? Well, recently he did a video where he redid the scaling to where it came out sextillions of times the speed of light.
1.075 times 10 to the 23 times the speed of light, or in other words, 107 sextillion times the speed of light.
And even septillions of times the speed of light.
26 septillion times the speed of light.
Now, personally, I don't really count this because it's filler, and I do believe the people writing this really didn't know how big the afterlife in Dragon Ball Z was. But it's fine, we'll count it anyways. So this does outdo the travel speed feat of the average Green Lantern, which was quadrillions of times the speed of light. And Wonder Woman's combat speed feat, where she blocked a whole bunch of shards from a shattered god that were coming in at every direction from all over the universe, which came out to be quintillions of times the speed of light. But both of these speed feats are small potatoes compared to Superman's greatest calculable speed feat ever.
During Final Crisis, Mandrake used his monitor ships to launch reality blitzing missiles throughout the multiverse in an attempt to sterilize every single universe. Post-Crisis Superman went to protect his own universe from these missiles, and was able to destroy every single one before Lois Lane's heart could beat once. In order to perform this feat, he would have to have flown all throughout the entire volume of the DC universe, which is 200 trillion light years wide at least. A human heart beats roughly once a second, giving us a ludicrous 1.85 sextillion times the speed of light.
Yeah, that number has over 50 digits, over twice the digits of Goku's speed feat. Yes, the speed feat is from base form Goku, but even if you give him all the Super Saiyan multipliers plus several years of training, it still wouldn't really make a difference. I've seen people say the Super Saiyan 4 form is a 4,000 times multiplier, a 40,000 times multiplier, 400,000 times multiplier, and I've even heard some people say it's an 8 million times multiplier. I'm not going to go over the arguments for these because it doesn't matter. Even if we take the 8 million times multiplier, it would only make him nintillions of times the speed of light. Still way slower than Superman. But that's just the Super Saiyan multipliers. What about all the training Goku did? Well, in the 7-year time skip to the Buu saga, he didn't get that much stronger, considering Super Perfect Cell is roughly just as powerful as Deborah. And Deborah was able to somewhat hold his own against Majin Buu. Granted, he didn't nearly do as good a job as Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta, but it's not like Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta had several thousand times the power of Deborah, or anything like that. Now, I did say in part 3 that I am one of those people who do think that base form Goku in GT is just as strong as Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z, but many people scale him much higher than I do, considering that GT Goku in his base form took on Super Saiyan Ultimate Gohan. Many people already scale Ultimate Gohan above Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Putting a Super Saiyan transformation on top of that would at bare minimum make him 50 times as powerful. And I do believe there's a GT guide or databook or something that says, Gohan kept up with his training, so he's definitely not weaker than he was in the Buu arc. And there's many more arguments that put base form GT Goku way higher than I put him. But even if he's several thousand times more powerful than I thought he was, it doesn't really change anything. Look how big this gap is. Look at it! Even a trillion times multiplier to his base form wouldn't allow him to keep up with the speed of Superman. Even if you want to say SSJ4 Gogeta had the power of Super Saiyan 4 Goku times the power of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Superman would still be faster. Here's why. Yes, they would be faster than his calculable feat, but Superman on multiple occasions has moved throughout time, just with his speed.
He was able to travel backwards in time to the beginning of the Big Bang in his fight with Brainiac. When fighting his own death, he broke through the boundaries of space and time. He chases after Superboy, ending up in the future. And here, he's able to vibrate through the time stream to travel back into the past.
Yeah, a lot of Goku fans are really proud of the feat where Super Saiyan Blue Goku Kaioken times 10 was faster than Hit's time skip. But that's like, what, a second of time? Superman has gone billions of years back in time. But that's just speed. What about busting power? Well, many people put Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta at Universal Plus, saying he can destroy millions to billions to trillions of universes. And people also say that Super Saiyan God Red Goku is fourth dimensional. But here's the thing, Golden Age, Silver Age, and Post-Crisis Superman have many fourth dimensional feats. And when I say fourth dimensional, I don't mean 3 spatial dimensions in the temporal dimension of time, I mean 4 spatial dimensions.
When Aztec exploded and released his 4D energy in an attempt to destroy the Annihilator, Superman was also able to survive this attack. And all this is only using feats that Superman directly performed himself. After entering Bleed Space, the hero's vision grew even further, allowing him to perceive things on a 4-dimensional level. And Lex Luthor himself has explicitly described Green Lantern rings as being extra-dimensional technology. This heat vision could even melt the very fabric of space and time itself, as both Silver Age Superman and Superboy Prime have done this in the past.
Being fourth dimensional puts you above the power of destroying infinite third-dimensional universes. I don't really like using dimensional tiering or infinite speed feats or anything like that, but if I have to use them, I will. And I needed to because Goku fans were trying to use them for Goku, and not use them for Superman. Now, there is some 4D scaling for GT Goku, nothing that happens in GT, but if you include a feat from Z, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, considering Z is both canon for GT and Super, Buhan was screaming and ripping up holes in time and space, which could have caused multiple dimensions to start flooding in. You could consider this to be a fourth dimensional feat, but then again, Superman is so psychotically faster than Goku, up to the point where he could hit him 1 billion times before he even blinked. Now, some people will argue that while Superman does have a few fourth dimensional feats, it doesn't mean he has fourth dimensional attack potency, and he has more consistently been shown to be Universal Plus. If you want to make the argument that Super Goku has fourth dimensional attack potency, thus also giving him fourth dimensional durability, and there's no way that Superman could take him out with his Universal Plus feats, Superman could just avoid Goku and outlive him with ease. Even if you want to somehow link Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to being more powerful than Golden Age Superman, like I said, he will be able to hold him off long enough for his fusion to end. For one reason, Superman has some crazy regeneration abilities.
Starting with one of his lesser known powers, regeneration. Superman has displayed minor feats of regeneration in the past, like the regeneration of his heart. After being cut apart by a micro-tesseract swarm, he was able to pull his body back together. And he could even regenerate after all of the matter on his body was sucked off by the creatures inside of the Phantom Zone that were attempting to turn him into a phantom themselves.
If you want to argue that Superman doesn't have enough skill to keep up in a fight with Goku, Superman is no slouch when it comes to fighting skill.
Superman has learned various forms of martial arts from Wonder Woman, General Zod, and Batman. On one occasion, he was even able to defeat Cobra, a man who was a practitioner of every martial art in the world, whilst Cobra was in Batman's body and Superman was in Cobra's body.
Plus, Goku is kind of an idiot, and Superman is an absolute genius.
For starters, the Man of Steel has mastered many languages from all around the planet, including but not limited to Japanese, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Farsi, Portuguese, and of course, English. Is his recreation of the Miracle Machine. The Miracle Machine is the ultimate refinement of all Green Lantern technology, and he rebuilt it by memorizing every single minute detail of its construction after only seeing it for a few seconds. Brainiac also says that Superman is 1,000 times less intelligent than himself, which is actually a really good feat for Superman, because Brainiac is smart enough to sort through the knowledge of 7 octodecillion beings. That's a 7 followed by 57 zeros.
So what have we learned? Well, Golden Age, Silver Age, and Post-Crisis Superman are all on the same dimensional tier as Dragon Ball Super Goku. And at bare minimum, if we give Goku the benefit of the doubt, he doesn't have the speed to keep up with Superman until his fight with Hit. I just put a bunch of different versions of Superman below Dragon Ball Super Goku, so Goku fans won't get that mad at me. There's such a crazy large gap between Golden Age Superman and New 52 Superman. I wish there was more versions of Superman who were, well, in between them in terms of power. If I didn't really lowball Golden Age Superman, he would be on a winning streak with the different versions of Goku, all the way to the second half of Super. So I personally put Golden Age Superman, Silver Age Superman, and Post-Crisis Superman somewhere in between Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken x 10 Goku and Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. At least Jiren had a much better speed feat when he broke out of Hit's time coffin. But even if Jiren is faster than 0 seconds, Superman is faster than negative seconds. So Superman could still speed blitz Ultra Instinct Goku. Super Goku may have more attack potency than Superman, but Superman still holds the edge in speed, by a long shot. Now, if this is the first part of my Goku vs. Superman video series that you have seen, I'm not saying there is no version of Goku that can beat this version of Superman. The video game versions of Goku are on a whole nother level. But if you want to know about that, you need to watch part 4. Now, some people scale Post-Crisis Superman to being 5th dimensional, because he took on God Emperor Joker. But the thing is, God Emperor Joker was just playing around with him and he stood absolutely no chance, so I don't think he's 5th dimensional.
Another part of this is those weird arguments I always hear about Superman scaling to Emperor Joker, which I don't understand at all. Because in the actual comic, Superman was completely unable to contend with Emperor Joker at all, and had to resort to a psychological tactic that began with Superman to actually win. He was constantly shown as being inferior to Emperor Joker during all of their engagements.
But like I said before, you can scale these guys however you want. I'm not the end-all be-all. Hopefully I cleared things up, and next time it's going to be all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman Part 6. Hey guys, so I needed a little help. I'm planning on doing a Goku versus Superman video, but not just any Goku versus Superman video. I'm putting every single version of Superman up against every single time Goku got a major power boost, plus every single version of Goku. The reason why I'm doing this is because I often hear people bring up Goku vs. Superman without explaining which version of Superman they're talking about. As for Goku, they normally talk about where he is in the series. Some of you might be thinking, well, why don't you just do the most powerful version of Goku versus the most powerful version of Superman? Well, the answer is simple. It's because that would be boring. I want to know where every single version of Goku and Superman stacks up. But here's where I need your help. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of different versions of Superman. And I will have to do a lot of research for each one. Let me give you an example of just one version of Superman. Smallville Superman. There are not only 10 seasons of Smallville, but even a comic book series that continues the story, where he actually becomes a Green Lantern. And I'm not really a Smallville fan, but if you are, or you know someone who is a Smallville fan, they can really help me out. However, I'm not just going to take your word for something. You will need to show me the feat. I understand that if you link me something, there's a good chance it will go into my spam folder, so I will be checking my spam folder regularly. Also, I need to know what episode/comic the feat is from, just to make sure you guys are not taking it out of context. Let's just say a lot of people in the Versus community tend to do that. Also, I'm not going to watch an entire series of something just to learn about one feat because you're too lazy to do research. I'll give you an example. I heard Exoverse 2 Goku was the most powerful version of Goku. So I asked a Goku fan to give me a link where he survived the entire multiverse being destroyed. Guess what he did? He linked me to the first episode of a Let's Play. Yeah, fuck off, I'm not watching the entire thing. Also, Superman doesn't have unlimited power. Every single quote-unquote infinite feat he has shown has been debunked. And no matter how powerful a version of Superman is, he knows at least a few dozen people more powerful than him. Also, Goku's Hakai doesn't work on people more powerful than him, so stop commenting about it! Now let me explain the rules. First of all, we're going to try to use as many versions as we can. If there's a version who really doesn't have too many feats to go off of, or it's really vague how powerful he is, we're probably going to skip that version. But when I say we're going to use as many versions as we can, that also includes non-canon versions. Like Dragon Ball GT, for example. Some of you may complain and say, but my non-canon, but we're using way more non-canon versions of Superman, so, Get over yourself. But let's say there's a version of Goku or Superman that we don't fully know all their stats. For example, Communist Superman. We do know how fast he is, he has 2 incredible speed feats, but we don't really know how durable or strong he is. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Let's say he's 10 times faster than the last Superman we compared him to. Then we'll also give Communist Superman a 10 times multiplier to the last version of Superman's strength and durability. We will also not be allowing Goku or Superman to bring any equipment or use time travel. So no flying around the Earth so fast you turn back time, and no collecting the Dragon Balls to wish Superman away. The only equipment Superman will be allowed to have is his outfit and a few lantern rings. As for Goku, he will be allowed to wear his average outfit and Platara earrings. Wait, what? That means you're allowing Goku to use fusion! That's cheating! What? Now, I understand where you guys are coming from. I was at first against letting Goku use fusion, but then I realized I would have to do the same for Superman. That means no Super Doom, that means no Parallax Superman, and that also means no Cosmic Armored Superman. Yes, Cosmic Armor is technically a fusion between Superman and Ultraman. And for the final question, what counts as a Goku in Superman? Does Goku Black count as a Goku? Does Ultraman count as a Superman? What about Cyborg Superman? Well, the only thing to classify as a Superman in my book is to have Clark Kent DNA. And the only thing to count as a Goku is to have, well, Goku's DNA. And yes, that means Goku Black counts. And yes, if you help me out with this, I will credit you. Now, excuse me, I need to go off and do research on Strange Visitor Superman myself. Many people have talked about Goku vs. Superman. They covered their strength, speed, durability, destructive force, and more. But almost no one talks about their equipment, and I thought it would be interesting to do a video about that. Now, just to be clear, this is a Goku and Superman that are completely equally matched. They have the same powers, weaknesses, and transformations. All their stats are completely even their intelligence and skill. The only thing that could give either one an edge in this fight is their equipment. Now, some of the equipment Goku and Superman have do cancel each other out. Superman has a time machine, not that he needs it, he can just fly around the Earth so fast he can make it go backwards in time. Never really made any sense to me, but whatever. But Goku also has a time machine, so they kind of cancel each other out. Some of their equipment would be completely worthless in a fight, like Superman's Phantom Zone projector. Goku could just instant transmission right out of it. Superman's gravity gun would also not be very useful, because of all the gravity training Goku did.
Gravity gun. Hard to stay in the air? I just increased your personal gravity 500 times.
Considering that Vegeta mentioned 150 times gravity couldn't even slow him down, and that was at the start of Super, I'm pretty sure 500 times gravity would do pretty much nothing to Goku. Let's start off with some of Goku's weaker equipment, the Power Pole and the Flying Nimbus. I've been told that the Flying Nimbus can go at hypersonic speeds, and the Power Pole can extend all the way to the moon. This would give Goku a slight edge in the fight, but they're no match for the Supermobile.
So in Action Comics number 480, when a red star goes supernova and fills the galaxy with its rays, Superman is powerless against the attacks of Amazo. He designed the Supermobile to have the same powers as himself, and even a few more. It can fly, it has super strength, super breath, a conveniently labeled section of supervisions, which include a switch for normal vision for some reason.
Now, some of you may be thinking, the Power Pole can just rip right through the Supermobile, can it? Well, the Supermobile is actually made out of Supermanium. No, I did not make that up.
Supermanium was discovered in the heart of a mighty star, and named by, well, Superman. He's used the super metal to create nearly indestructible things like the door to his Fortress of Solitude, a prison to hold Brainiac, and even the Supermobile, a highly advanced tactical vehicle allowing him to operate under a red sun. Even cutting it on an atomic level proved impossible at first.
Now, unfortunately, we don't know how strong the Power Pole is, but I'm pretty sure it's not as strong as the Z-Sword.
Alright, here it comes! Ah! 'Cause 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 'cause
Now keep in mind, that's no mere metal the Z-Sword was striking. That was the strongest metal in Dragon Ball Z.
That is the hardest known metal in the universe. It's called Kachin.
Oh, Kachin.
But maybe Kachin is stronger than Supermanium. However, Supermanium was found in the heart of a star. And while we don't exactly know what Kachin is, many fans think it's found in the center of a neutron star. So I'm gonna give Kachin the benefit of the doubt and say it's as strong as Supermanium. Oh, and before someone brings up the platform from the Tournament of Power, that was made out of Kachin, which is even stronger. So after comparing their weapons and vehicles, Superman takes this. But what about poison? Believe it or not, Superman does carry poison on him.
I understand now what the world wants. What it needs.
Ow! Something bit me.
Hit you!
Do something! Do what? He's poisoned the zoo. The buggers want out.
Unfortunately, as far as I know, Goku has never used poison in a fight. So it looks like Goku stands no chance against Superman. Unless, of course, he uses the Senzu Beans. One Senzu Bean can fully recover Goku. Superman does have a few healing items of his own, but as far as I know, none of them are quite as good or quite as famous as the Senzu Beans. So that's a point for Goku. But know what's even better than something that can heal you? Something that can help you not take any damage at all. Goku once put on an artificial version of the Advanced Saiyan armor. It can withstand high levels of gravity, heat, and ki blast. But unfortunately, it doesn't protect your neck and face. You know, the two places you should protect the most? At least it covers the rest of the body. Superman has a suit that protects his entire body, and was used to fight against a living star.
Eat your son.
A lot more than the heat that was inside the hyperbolic time chamber. And one beam attack from Cell ripped right through the armor while Trunks was wearing it. While I do think Cell is a solar system buster, I'm pretty sure he wasn't even putting 1% of his power into that attack. So I guess Superman wins in the armor category, but what about summons? Superman does have an army of robots to help him out, but they're absolutely no match for Shenron, and they're especially outclassed by Super Shenron and Zeno. So I guess if Goku had the Super Dragon Balls or the Zeno button, he would win with ease. Some of you may bring up Mr. Mxyzptlk, but I don't think Superman can summon him whenever he wants. At least as far as I know. Maybe I missed something. And I can't really think of any other summons Superman has. And no, calling up your friends to help is not summoning. But Superman does have one thing that might give him the victory.
One of my favorite examples has to be Superman's confrontation with Darkseid at the end of Final Crisis. At this point in the story, the multiverse is crumbling, and Superman is stranded on the final corner of existence, building a machine that can fix all of it. Unfortunately, he's met by Darkseid's true disembodied form, who wants to end Superman for good and close the book on the multiverse forever. But Superman just responds with this. The worlds of the multiverse vibrate together, Darkseid, and make this sound. Like an orchestra. Everything's just vibrations, really. And counter vibrations that cancel them out. Darkseid always hated music.
Keep in mind, that weapon did not kill Darkseid. That killed the true form of Darkseid. According to the DC multiverse map, he's the god of a higher dimension, which is here. So if Superman has a weapon that can kill something like the true form of Darkseid, shouldn't it be able to kill someone like Zeno or Super Shenron? Well, it's hard to say. Zeno was able to kill Infinite Zomasu, who was so powerful he merged with the Dragon Ball Super universe, if not all 12 universes, or was it 13, I forget. And he was starting to merge with other timelines. But at this point, we're now talking about Zeno and Super Shenron versus the true form of Darkseid, and it's no longer about Goku and Superman's equipment. Now, some of you may bring up the Blood Waves machine from Dragon Ball GT, all the various lantern rings Superman has put on, the fusion earrings, the sword of Superman, and a lot of you will bring up cosmic armored Superman. But instead of putting them in this video, I'm going to put them in my all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video. Is there any piece of equipment Goku and Superman have used that I didn't put in this video? Tell me in the comments section down below. And yes, I am going to be making all versions of Superman versus all versions of Goku eventually. People love to talk about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman, but what would a fusion between them be like? Now, of course, there's not just one version of Goku and Superman, so I'm going to specify that we're mostly going to be focusing on New 52 Superman and End of DBZ Goku. The reason why I chose these two specific versions is because I always felt that they were very evenly matched for a Goku and Superman. New 52 Superman can lift the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight without the help of the sun. And End of DBZ Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a multi-solar system buster. And before you say he isn't, one, he's several times stronger than Cell, and Cell is a solar system buster, and before someone says, well, just because he says it doesn't mean he can, well, you need to look at author's intent. Plus, the Daisenshu says he can, and in one of the video games he does it. Also, if you don't want to use Cell, then Majin Buu did manage to destroy a galaxy in a few years. That does require multi-solar system levels of power. Now, we could go on and on about their levels of speed, durability, and many other things. And I know there's going to be plenty of people commenting I'm lowballing Superman, or I'm lowballing Goku, or highballing Superman, or highballing Goku. But I'm not here to talk about who would win in a fight. I'm here to talk about a fusion between the two. Now, first I'm going to think of a name for this fusion. Superman's real name is Kal-El, so I think a fusion between the two would be Go-El. This fusion would lose all of Goku's and Superman's weaknesses. Superman's biggest weakness is kryptonite and red sun radiation. How it affects him is it drains him of all the yellow solar radiation that's in his body. But even if this fusion does lose all his solar radiation, he can still use his ki. So at best, a red sun would only bring Go-El down to half power. Go-El would also lose Superman's weakness to magic because he can just use his ki to block it. And Go-El would also lose Goku's weaknesses. For one thing, if he ran out of ki, he could just use his solar radiation. Also, Goku's kind of an idiot, but Go-El is fused with Superman, who is a genius. So he wouldn't be caught off guard so often. Also, if this fusion does run low on both ki and solar energy, he can just use his instant transmission to teleport inside the sun. Not only would he be absorbing the solar radiation of the sun, but he would also be absorbing the ki of the sun. This fusion would also have a few unique abilities. For one thing, he could use ki to amp up his laser eyes. He could also use his laser eyes while he's shooting a Kamehameha wave, but he would also have some fusion attacks, such as a fusion between the Infinite Mass Punch and the Dragon Fist, or the Infinite Dragon Fist, as I like to call it. God, that would be awesome. Or the Solar Spirit Bomb. Also, this fusion would be able to hold SSJ-3 a lot easier, mostly due to Superman's durability. Oh yeah, and don't forget about the times 400 multiplier for Super Saiyan 3. But what would Go-El's God form be like? Well, it's a fusion between Super Saiyan God Blue Goku and God of Steel Superman. I like to call this form Super Saiyan God Steel. Also, this form could use Kaioken a lot easier due to Superman's durability. And if we want to go even more powerful than that, then I guess it would be a fusion between Cosmic Armored Superman and Ultra Instinct Goku. I like to call this form Cosmic Instinct. But what other fusions on the Z-League would there be? Would there be a fusion between Piccolo and Martian Manhunter? Or Namekian Manhunter, as I like to call him? Or a fusion between Wonder Woman and Android 18? Or Wonder Teen, as I like to call her? Tell me in the comments section down below what other fusions you can think of. Also, where would you rank Cosmic Instinct? Personally, I think he solos the entire DBZ universe, and I think he could take on the Spectre. Don't know if he would win, but I think he could take him on. Now I know there's going to be plenty of people arguing on who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman. Well, the answer is Goel wins. End of story. This is a remake of 2 of my older videos about the Goku and Superman fanboys. Joshua was the one who remade these videos for me, so please go check out his channel. It will be linked down below. But I do disagree with some of the things I have said in my older videos about the Goku and Superman fanboys, so every now and then I'm going to pop in and commentate on a few things I now disagree with, or go into more detail of things I didn't explain well enough last time. And don't worry, the all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video will be coming out soon. One of the main things people love to do is pit 2 characters against one another. You can see this everywhere, especially on the internet. But the characters people bring up in most versus matches are Hulk, Superman, and Goku. And each of these characters have a big fan base who will go to the comment section of any video or forum and argue why their character can beat anyone. All of these fan bases do use different arguments on why their character will beat anyone, but there is one argument they all share, and that's the unlimited power argument. Goku can beat anyone if he trains hard enough. Superman has unlimited power because of the sun. Hulk has unlimited power because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. And even if you do manage to hurt him, he'll just regenerate. Now all of these arguments don't prove that any of these characters have unlimited power. They just prove that they all have ever-growing power. Okay, I'm gonna pop in here for a second. At the time I didn't think Goku, Hulk, or Superman had infinite power. And while it is true that most of them don't, some of them do. But I have learned more about dimensional tiering and the different sets of infinity. Just because someone is infinite third dimensional, it doesn't mean they're infinite fourth dimensional. Even if someone's infinite dimensional, there are still characters even above that. I briefly touched upon this in my Cthulhu is more powerful than you can possibly imagine video. Self-advertising for the win. Now I'm mostly going to be focusing on the Goku and Superman fan bases, but I'm going to briefly cover Hulk. The reason for this is because I find the Hulk fan base to be the most well-behaved out of all 3 of them. Now Hulk does have many amazing feats, but the thing is, there's more than one version of Hulk. So if you're a Hulk fan, please tell people which version of Hulk you're talking about. Are you talking about the Hulk from Avengers Assemble? Are you talking about movie Hulk? Are you talking about Hulk Hogan? Are you talking about one of the various versions of comic book Hulk? You can't just say all these Hulks are the same character. Let me give you an example. If Super Saiyan 3 Goku went up against someone like movie Hulk, he would easily win. But if he went up against World War Hulk, who was able to go toe-to-toe with a guy who had the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, Goku would get his ass handed to him. Okay, so when I made this video, a lot of Goku fans were commenting that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a galaxy buster. They never really explained how he is, but whatever. Some people will even wank him to be multiversal, but here's the thing. The reason why I think Super Saiyan 3 Goku is large galaxy level at best is because it took Majin Buu several years to destroy a galaxy. And I know I'm going to get a few long detailed comments about how End of Z Super Saiyan 3 Goku is multiversal, but here's the thing. You could just as easily wank World War Hulk by saying he's above Sentry and Sentry went toe-to-toe with Galactus and Galactus is stronger than Odin, who in his fight with Seth the Programmer was threatening to destroy the multiverse. Also, a lot of the versions of Hulk have different personalities and origin stories. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, what is the most powerful version of Hulk? A lot of people would either say World War Hulk or Worldbreaker Hulk, but I personally think the most powerful version of Hulk is one of the older versions, who was so powerful that in his battle with the Nameless One, they destroyed the universe they were in. Okay, I'm just gonna step in here real quick. I did think that was the strongest version of Hulk back then, but now I think it's Space Punisher Hulk. Going toe-to-toe with a guy who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns is impressive, but destroying an entire universe is a lot more impressive. All in all, the Hulk fanbase is pretty well behaved. Just make sure that you know that ever-growing power does not equal infinite power. Yes, there is a difference. And also remember, there is more than one version of Hulk. And make sure you tell people what version you're talking about. Now let's talk about the Goku and Superman fanbases. Oh, the Goku and Superman fanboys. If you have ever seen a versus match on YouTube, chances are if you scroll down to the comments section, you'll see plenty of people saying, Goku could totally kick this guy's ass, or Superman could totally one-shot this person. Calm down, guys. Just because someone is talking about how powerful Naruto is, doesn't mean they're saying he can beat Goku. And just because someone is saying that a certain character can beat a certain version of Superman, doesn't mean they're saying he can beat all versions of Superman. Oh yeah, by the way, Superman fans, stop taking a whole bunch of different versions of Superman and combining them into one character. Whenever I hear people say, who do you think would win in a fight between Goku and Superman, I always ask, which version of Superman are you talking about? DCAU? God of Steel? New 52? Cosmic Armored Superman? There's more than one version of Superman. Stop combining them all into one. Especially you, Death Battle. Okay, so I did get a lot of comments saying that Death Battle didn't combine every single version into one, but they still combined a lot of different versions. Not every single version of Superman after 1986 was the same version. Speaking of Death Battle, let's go over just how much they lie.
Sure, due to the writing style of Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan God Goku's exact limits are difficult to pinpoint. Also, Goku will likely achieve a new form in the future. It's just how Dragon Ball works nowadays. However, none of that is really a factor. Goku will always have limits, while Superman's maximum potential is limitless.
Wrong! Don't believe us?
Nope.
Well, strap in, boys and girls. Let's look at how Superman breaks reality. Oh, you aren't impossible? How about the time he lifted Spectre off the ground? A guy literally made up of eternity.
Okay, first of all, eternity is not a measurement of weight. Spectre can change his weight however he wants it to be, however, he can never make it infinity. It will always be a finite amount. Okay, I actually don't know if that was true or not. I did hear about it, but I actually don't know if that was actually true. Also, if he did have unlimited weight, he would fall through the ground. I think Cartoon Fight Club said it best.
We see Superman and Wonder Woman trying to lift Spectre's cape, but they are having trouble. So Green Lantern comes in and digs them a tunnel to break the ground Spectre was on. The ground was perfectly fine holding Spectre, which makes no logical sense if he's infinite pounds, but let's forget that and pretend that the ground somehow has infinite strength as well. In the very next slide, we notice Superman and Wonder Woman are no longer lifting Spectre. Only one person is lifting Spectre in this scene all on his own. Does anyone notice that green box that Spectre is in? Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for the man who apparently now has infinite strength. Green Lantern, everybody.
By the way, I recommend you go check out Cartoon Fight Club. His research is 10 times better than Death Battle. However, a lot of his fights are shit, so yeah, skip the fights.
No, not insane enough for you? Well then, how about the time Superman lifted a book of infinite pages? That's right, Superman lifted both eternity and infinity.
Wow, that does sound impressive. However, on the very next page, it shows that Captain Marvel and Superman failed to lift it. The book doesn't even have unlimited pages. It's just made up of every book ever written. Also, Ultraman read the very last chapter, proving it only has a finite amount of pages.
Superman's held a black hole, survived an explosion equal to 50 supernovas, flew to the center of a red sun, which is like tanking millions of nukes rapid fire, and once easily absorbed enough solar energy to vaporize half a galaxy.
Now, all of these feats are very impressive, especially being able to vaporize half a galaxy. However, Goku is now on a universe-busting scale. In his fight with Beerus, they were accidentally destroying the universe. And let's not forget about the time Vegeta blew up the entire hyperbolic time chamber dimension. And before someone says he just destroyed the gateway, Piccolo did that, and all that did was lock him in the dimension.
Even those called gods in his universe can be defeated and surpassed.
Yeah, and the gods in the DC universe can be surpassed. I think even the Presence has been killed before.
He is not meant to be relatable. He is not meant to lose.
Except for all those times he got his ass kicked.
Superman has been beaten in battle before, when he was still learning. Saying Superman should lose because he lost to Doomsday is the equivalent of saying Goku should lose because he was one shot by Raditz. We are looking at these characters at their maximum potential, not from some random point in their timelines.
Okay, first of all, Doomsday is more comparable to Broly. Second, true, you are not looking at some random point in their timeline. You're just taking a whole bunch of timelines and combining them.
And if Goku did destroy the sun or the planet, he can't survive in the vacuum of space.
Actually, I think he might be able to now, but even if he can't, he does have instant transmission, so he can just teleport to a planet with air. Also, if someone is going to bring up that 40-ton bullshit, judging Goku by that lame feat would be like judging Superman when he had trouble lifting fat Lois Lane. Goku has a lot more impressive lifting feats, like when he lifted an entire cube of Kachi in his base form. But by far, the worst thing about Superman fanboys is just how much they deny proof. Let me give you an example. One thing the Superman fans love to say is, well yeah, Cell is saying he can destroy the entire solar system, but he's clearly just bluffing about his powers, even though there's nothing to suggest that he's bluffing. There is so much backing up that Cell is a solar system buster. He is the first result when you type in solar system buster in Google. The Daisenshu says he can. In one of the video games he does it. And there's even more proof on top of that. But the only thing the Superman fanboys will do is deny it and make excuses about how it doesn't count. But Superman surviving this attack and this guy saying,
that was like 15 suns exploding in his face.
100% canon! His word is law! Yeah, I know that the Dragon Ball Z characters do a lot more telling than showing, but if it doesn't count when the Dragon Ball Z characters do it, then it shouldn't count when the DC characters do it. Now let's talk about Goku fanboys. First of all, Goku fans, you do know that DCAU Superman is not the only version of Superman, right? DCAU Superman is one of the weakest versions of Superman. I'm just sick of how many Goku fans don't know about the other versions of Superman. Do some research. Second, the whole Master Roshi was able to destroy the moon with only a power level of 130 thing. Goku fans, just stop using power levels. They're a horrible way of scaling a character's power. Second, Master Roshi had to buff himself up first, so his power level most likely went up. Another thing I really hate is just how big their leaps of logic are. For example, a lot of Goku fans say that Kid Goku is faster than light. Why, you may ask? Because when Tien was doing the solar flare, Kid Goku ran up to Master Roshi and stole his sunglasses in order to block the solar flare. Now this doesn't prove that Kid Goku is faster than light. I really think he just grabbed the sunglasses while Tien was saying solar flare. A lot of Goku fans also say that Raditz is faster than light, because of this line in the dub.
He touched it. He's faster than the speed of light.
But here's the thing, that was only in the dub. That was not in the original manga. so I don't think we can take it as canon. I've actually changed my mind about Raditz being FTL after I saw the scaling of how fast Piccolo's ki attack destroyed the moon. Now granted, Birder says he's faster than Light in the Mango, but I'm pretty sure he's bluffing. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Hold on, Just a Robot. You said it's bad when the Superman fanboys say that Cell is bluffing about being a solar system buster. But here's the thing. There's nothing to suggest that Cell is bluffing. However, there is something to suggest that Birder is bluffing. He says in the exact same word bubble,
I'm the fastest in the universe.
The last thing I'm going to say about Goku fanboys is how they seem to think that busting power is the only thing that matters. Yes, Goku has a lot of destructive power. However, that's not the only thing that matters in a fight. There are many characters faster than Goku, like Flash. And before you say that Goku can teleport, 1, that isn't speed, and 2, even if it did, Flash actually outran teleportation. I'm not making that up. Also, busting power does not equal how much Goku can lift. They mentioned this in the 4th movie.
Alright, we're not trying to destroy this thing, just change its course.
Right, I got it. It's risky though. It'd be a lot easier just to blow the whole thing up, you know?
Yeah, I know. But try to put yourself in their shoes.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Now granted, I know that the movies aren't canon, however Toriyama was a creative consultant on them, so the maker of Dragon Ball Z did have a hand in making the movies. So a lot of you are probably wondering, who do I think is the worst fan base of people who like to argue about why their specific character can beat anyone? Well, between Goku and Superman fanboys, the answer is the Saitama fanbase. Despite how young the One Punch Man fanbase is, they're so irritating. Yes, Saitama is a very powerful character. However, his strongest punch only managed to destroy a beam that could destroy the surface of the world. That's not even a planet-busting attack. To put in perspective just how bad the One Punch Man fanbase is, Cartoon Fight Club has done many fights where Goku and Superman have lost. But in the fight between Saitama and Cosmic Armored Superman, where Cosmic Armored Superman won, Rewind Animations actually had to disable his rating system. As far as I know, he has never done that before. Now that's kind of a bitch move, but it makes me wonder, just how bad was the like to dislike ratio? If anyone is wondering how powerful I think Saitama is, well the thing is, he's very hard to measure, mainly because he doesn't have any clear limits. However, there is one limit that is pretty clear. In One Punch Man, there are multiple classes of heroes, and Saitama became a C class, which is the lowest rank. He became a C class because he did so poorly on the written test. And a C class has to do a heroic deed every week or they lose their hero status. Saitama was running all over town and possibly the entire world to see if anyone needed a hero. After a few hours of running, he was completely exhausted. Goku, after flying for 2 days straight on Snake Way, only felt a little tired. And New 52 Superman, which is far from the most powerful version of Superman, lifted the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight without the help of the sun. So yeah, Goku and Superman totally own Saitama in endurance. All in all, if you're a Goku fan, a Superman fan, or a Saitama fan, just remember, be civil about things, because if you don't, you really don't make your fan base look good. Superman and Goku fanboys, for the love of God, stop! So about a year ago, I did a video on the Goku and Superman fan bases. Well, almost exactly a year ago. So I decided I'm going to make this a tradition thing. Now, since I made my last video, a lot of things have changed. For one thing, Goku has a new form, Ultra Instinct. Because of this, a few Goku fanboys were telling me about it, saying things like Superman wouldn't even be able to land a hit on Goku, and some people even said I had to remake the video. And I guess they're right, Ultra Instinct is really powerful. You know what? Let's wank the shit out of this form. Let's say Ultra Instinct is completely omnipotent. Well, guess what? It doesn't change a thing in my last video. Because my video wasn't about who would win in a fight. It was about the fan bases. They mistook this for a Goku vs. Superman video, so they tried to prove that Goku could beat Superman, but all they proved is that their fan base is even more stupid. Does this happen every time Goku gets a new form? Uh-oh, Goku got a new form, therefore he wins. I'm not going to explain why he wins, but he wins. Because he got a new form, which just came out, and I have no idea what its limits are, but oh boy! But don't worry, Goku fanboys. You don't have to think for yourself or make an argument. You can just say that Seth is going to debunk my video. Highly doubt he will or even cares, but you can still say it to make yourself feel better. Okay, back when I made that video, that statement was very true. I wasn't even on Seth's radar. But now I'm a lot bigger and things have changed. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, Seth is this really big DBZ debater YouTuber. I don't hate the guy by any stretch of the imagination, but his fan base is so annoying. Instead of letting Papa Seth fight all your battles for you, come up with an argument yourself. Okay, I want to make this clear. I'm not talking about Seth's entire fan base. I'm just talking about his fans who comment, Seth is going to debunk this video. Seth really doesn't even do debunking videos on people much anymore. But maybe it's for the best, considering that some Goku fanboys think that Kid Goku is faster than light because he put on a pair of sunglasses. Here's how their argument goes. Tien used a solar flare which makes a beam of light. Goku ran over to Master Roshi and got a pair of sunglasses before the beam of light hit him. But you can easily make the argument that he just put them on while Tien was saying the word solar flare. Also, a few months after he fought Tien, he had the Ultra Divine Water, which made him a lot more powerful, and then he started training with Mr. Popo. And only then was he able to dodge a bolt of lightning. Yeah, a few Goku fans were commenting that, thinking it somehow proves he's faster than light, even though at best it only proves he's 1/3 the speed of light. But even then, that's not how fast a lightning bolt is. That's actually how fast the return stroke is. And before someone says this is filler, in the original manga, Mr. Popo did say he was going to train Goku to be faster than lightning. Now, I know this is going to sound weird, but sometimes Goku fanboys don't fight enough for Goku. Like, if people bring up a reality warper, most Goku fans would just say, oh well, I guess Goku loses. Oh. You do realize that Super Saiyan Vegeta was turned into a jawbreaker and was still fighting, right? Do you really think if Molecule Man turned Ultra Instinct Goku into a cup, it would prevent him from fighting?
So the first thing we're doing is removing reality warping, and that's like the only rule we're gonna have. Because like, if Molecule Man was the person that Jiren had to face, Molecule Man can turn anything into anything. He controls reality. He's like a multiversal threat.
So like Franklin Richards, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they'd face off, like Jiren would just show up and be like, I'm gonna destroy you, and they're like, no you're not, and they turn him into a teacup and just smash it. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, well I guess that's the end of Jiren. I mean, that would be boring. So we're gonna grab...
Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying Molecule Man would lose or win. I'm just saying turning Goku into something won't stop him from fighting. And the last thing I want to say about Goku fans is this. Dragon Ball is full of characters who are planet busters very early in the series. However, Goku fanboys try to make these impressive feats even more impressive. They like to pretend that planet Namek is the size of a star. Why? Because it has 3 stars orbiting it. Well, I guess you guys are right. It must have a very strong gravitational pull. That's why Bulma was walking on it without being crushed. You know, I think it's way more likely that planet Namek is just in the middle of a star cluster. They never ever mention the size of the planet in the anime, or how big the planet is in the data books. So I'm pretty sure you guys are just pulling this straight out of your ass. They also like to say that Frieza in his weakest form is a starbuster, mainly because of this post. First, they think that 10 times the gravity equals 10 times the mass, which, no, it doesn't. The planet could just be really dense. Don't get me wrong, it probably does have more mass than Earth, but it's not guaranteed. But the main thing they love to bring up is how quick the explosion expanded. Guys, that was just done for cinematic effect. Let's apply this same logic to the Death Star blowing up a planet. Wow-wee, look how fast that explosion was. Oh, wow-wee, the Death Star is a starbuster. Okay, I really didn't explain myself well enough here. I just really hate that people use cinematic effect for their argument. Toriyama didn't tell his animators that the explosion should move this fast or anything like that. Some people pointed out that the planet the Death Star destroyed was equivalent to Earth according to one of the data books. And planet Vegeta had 10 times the gravity, so it most likely had more mass. But here's the thing, if you're going to wank large planet level to star level, then you should also wank planet level to large planet level. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh wait, that's why it's called the Death Star. 'Cause it kills stars. I get it now. They also like to say that Piccolo during the Saiyan saga was a planet buster. Here's why. Piccolo blew up the moon, but not only did he blow up the moon, he completely disintegrated it. So he must be at least planet level. Well, here's the thing. Goku fanboys don't really run the numbers on this. It takes over 1,800 times the power to destroy the Earth than it takes to destroy the moon. But even if you did the calculations and it was right, once again, let's try applying this same logic to any other show. Oh, wow-wee, the Eclipse Cannon disintegrated half of the moon. It must be half of a planet buster. Oh, wow-wee. Now I want to talk about the Superman fanboys, and just how much they throw around the term unlimited and omnipotent and invincible. A lot of Superman fanboys love to throw these terms around even when it doesn't make any sense. For example, if you say to them, well, if Superman is invincible, then how was he killed by Doomsday? Their answer will be, well, that's because Doomsday had even more unlimited power. Well, if Superman already has unlimited power, then how does he get more powerful from the sun? Because it adds even more unlimited power on top of his unlimited power.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Even if you take Silver Age Superman, Cosmic Armored Superman, Superman Prime 1 million, and Strange Visitor Superman, Spectre could easily beat all of them at once. Okay, yeah, I really don't agree with this part anymore. I was both highballing Spectre and lowballing Cosmic Armored Superman. Surprisingly, I don't think anyone called me out for this. I mean, someone might have left a comment on the video, but I don't remember if they did. And now there's far too many to go through. Man, I really dodged a bullet there. Yeah, despite how much Goku and Superman fanboys love to argue that their character is the most powerful character in all of fiction, you don't even have to go to different fictional universes to prove they're not the most powerful. Goku and Superman know at least a few dozen people more powerful than them. Just so you guys know, I'm talking about normal versions of Superman. I'm not talking about Cosmic Armored, who's definitely more powerful than the Monitors. And I've heard about another Superman who's even beyond that. Oh yeah, speaking of Superman Prime 1 million, he is by far the most overrated version of Superman. Let me give you an example. Superman Prime 1 million fanboys believe he created an entire universe. Ready to hear why? I hope you're sitting down and not drinking anything. Alright, here you go. It's because he said, welcome to my universe.
What? What the fuck?
Guys, Super Saiyan God Goku created the world because he said to Beerus, I won't let you destroy my world.
I will not let you destroy my world!
I love how Superman fanboys love to say, well, just because Cell said he could destroy a solar system, it doesn't mean he can. Yet this proves Superman Prime 1 million can create a universe? Really? They also love to claim that Superman recreated Krypton and recreated Lois Lane in a godlike body. And I guess he did. I mean, you can see him doing it right there, but who's that in the background? That's our man, and he's the one who actually brought Krypton back. As for Lois Lane, while Superman did help somewhat, most of the work was done by a fifth-dimensional imp. If you don't know what a fifth-dimensional imp is, it's basically a godlike gag character. The most popular one is Mixelmixacplicalic, and yes, I probably said that name wrong. And despite having all these godlike powers, he mostly uses it to troll Superman. Well, I shouldn't really say fifth-dimensional imp. Technically, it was only half fifth-dimensional imp, and it is one of Superman's descendants. Oh yeah, and the fact that Superman's descendant pretty much did all the work really proves that Superman Prime 1 Million doesn't have the same powers as all his descendants. Yeah, for some reason people think he has that ability, but it was never stated. Ever. And the final thing I'm going to say about Superman Prime 1 Million is that he did not enter the Source Wall. It was said in the comics, it's as if he entered the gates of heaven. And since DC already has the gates of heaven, they're probably talking about that and not the Source Wall. If you want to learn more about this, I'll link a post that goes into more detail about this down below. But don't get me wrong, Superman Prime 1 Million is pretty cool. He even has a Green Lantern ring, which is more proof that he's not omnipotent or a reality warper. Cause why would a reality warper need a Green Lantern ring? And why would an omnipotent character need a little bit of extra power? Let me tell you about a character who can easily beat both Goku and Superman. His name is Goel, and he's a fusion of Goku and Superman. I did a video about him. Go check it out. Link will be down below. It's on my second channel. Sorry about that cringy plug right in the middle, but it's the best way for people watching this video to see it. Okay guys, I'm done talking about the Goku and Superman fanboys. It's time we move on and talk about the next bit. Okay, one more joke. Only true omnipotence would say this! Now, in my last video, I did say that the Saitama fanbase is worse than the Goku and Superman fanboys, but I take that all back. After reading comments on my last video about this, I have discovered they're even worse than I once thought. They just keep saying, he's a gag character so he can beat anyone. Aw, that's cute. Both Goku and Superman have defeated gag characters. Oh wait, because they lost, they're not true gag characters. I guess Saitama is invincible, unless he ends up in outer space and suffocates, but other than that, he's completely invincible. Yeah, a lot of people got really upset when I said his strongest punch only blocked a beam that could destroy the surface of the planet. But here's the thing, he called it his serious punch. I don't know why the writer would call it the serious punch unless it was his full power, but whatever. Oh yeah, a lot of people were also bringing up that there was a data book that said Boros was a starbuster. For the record, I didn't hear about that data book until after my video came out, and I'm pretty sure that data book didn't even come out until my video was up. I know that the One Punch Man fanboys think Saitama is a gag character who can beat anyone, and I do agree, he can beat anyone in his universe. Personally, I always looked at the anime as if a main character was sent to the beginning of his series, like if Goku started off with Super Saiyan 3 at the beginning of DBZ. Now, if anyone does see a Saitama fanboy in my comment section, there's really no reasoning with them. There's only one thing we can do.
We ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
If anyone wants to know more about how I feel about the Goku and Superman fanboys, I made another video about it. Please go check it out. If anyone wants to bring up Alien X, I did a video about that too. But most of all, please check out my Goku and Superman fusion video on my second channel.
I'm no ordinary candy. I'm a jawbreaker, the strongest piece of candy there is.